just like that, we're live on the internet.
We're here.
We're here. We're having a really interesting conversation about how cool clerics are in Dungeons and Dragons.
Twilight
Go figure.
Clerics specifically.
Well, and I
Yeah,
love like
Twilight
Tempest
clerics.
clerics. I have like
Oh, yeah.
I have like a Thor knockoff named Torgen Light-Eater that is a cleric I love.
Oh, that's good.
Do we
My
have
wife-
Tempest clerics in our? We don't, right?
Crackle is a Tempest
Is he really?
cleric.
Oh.
Yeah, Crackle, the cleric of Zorquan. Tempest clerics are cool. They get like the martial weapons, martial armor. So you get to put them in nice, big, heavy armor. Because the cleric very traditionally was like the other frontliner. Like when you look at a lot of the design in 5th edition for clerics, it's designed for them to like be up there with the fighter while they're also doing all this other stuff, you know? But yeah, the Tempest clerics are cool. They get the like crazy channel divinity where they can max damage lightning and thunder spells, right, Sheldon?
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
nasty.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. My well, that's like my other realm of like nature loving. Like I love like moon and stars and like blah blah. And then I love rain, thunderstorms, like cloudy, all
Mhm.
that. So I really got to look into that because that sounds
Mhm.
really fun. I also don't
Mhm.
have
Check it
enough like frontline like tanky sort of characters. I tend to play
Mhm.
spellcasters, and like one of my like favorite like one of my first D&D characters that I brought far, who like I have her character sheet framed on my wall.
Oh.
Love it.
Dahlia Shay, Arcane Trickster Rogue.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because Taylor will talk about it,
I
given
will.
any opportunity to mention
I will
Dahlia
write
Shay.
a book about
She will
Dahlia
tell
Shay
you.
one day.
Yeah.
She's
That's
world
the-
hopping.
Oh, I love how D&D can do that, or just like these games in general. You have a character that you never forget. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how many games you play. I have like one that only appeared in a one-shot, but he was like a Tarzan knockoff named Grum.
Yeah.
And I just think of Grum all the time, just like what he would be up to.
Yeah.
It's true though, man. Like I have these games from back in the day that like an NPC that my DM broke out once when I was 13 years old, Sly Stealth, has like influenced like some decisions that I've made for the last like 3 decades, man. There are a couple of like there's a few characters from one shots over the years that like just immediately like are so evocative and like stay with you, and like these characters become like people in our lives. But we're burying the lead here.
I was gonna say
The people in our lives, the characters who become people in our lives, we have officially invited the first character of Twitch TV/DM Philly. Pia in the chat is here. He is in the stream, live with us.
Hello.
We summoned him
Here
and he
in the
appears.
stream.
Adam, I'm like so excited to have you actually like here with us this week. This is very cool. Thank you for the sub, Bugbear. I saw that. I'm so excited to have you here joining us. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm super excited too. I know, Rich, we had talked a lot. I've been like loving the Kings of Neon stuff going on. I'm like super into all the D&D stuff, of course, but like the mechanics of Kings of Neon and just like the storytelling elements are super interesting to me. And so I'm really excited to like get to actually like dive in and play something in it.
Yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. Adam has like been hanging out here in the channel like since we fired off back in January. He loves Firelight Tales, Taylor. It's big Lothar
Big
fan.
Love
fan.
Lothar.
I love her.
I love Lothar.
Eerie annoyed, but Taylor loves.
And so yeah, we like Adam is one of the DMs over at the Post Show Recaps Discord where we all play D&D together. It's a great place. You should go sign up. Patreon.com/Post Show Recaps. Zed probably will put that in the chat because they're awesome. But we all like hang out over there and play a bunch of D&D, and Adam and I have like gotten close in the last couple of months running a bunch of D&D together and like having DM moots that last for 10 hours long and occasionally killing one another, and it's been a journey.
Occasionally, you know.
Occasionally.
Really,
It happens to
that
the
really
best
came out
of
early.
us.
I did not expect you to whip out that right away.
Like the
but-
It's
headline.
fine. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to misrepresent. The people out there know the truth of the story. It was a delightful story, but it's just like I talk about it all the time on all these dumb streams. But like we hang out and play games and the games are fun and like I like the rules and I like to read the books and I certainly love to like imagine crazy stories. But at the end of the day, like we're spending all this time hanging out with people, you know? Like we're blocking out these huge swaths of time, our like most precious resource every week to like hang out together. And like the friends we made along the way, that's the real experience.
I was gonna end our PvP with like Imre saying something to that extent, but I just couldn't get in there. I like kept missing that mark. But
We
thank
may
you
have
for
failed the
saying that.
mission, but we succeeded at the quest, which was the friends we made along the way. But like really, the point of the matter is like it's so fun for me to like create all these different connections to like meet people like all of you, right? Like a year ago, like I didn't play games with you, Zed, and now like we're really good friends. And like to meet Sheldon here playing City of Mist, and to meet Adam like playing D&D over the last couple of months is like the actual real joy of like all of this stuff. So I'm super psyched to have you join us for tonight. We're still down at Kevin Mahadejo, Nick Shivdar dealing with Dad on Father's Day. Kurt's going to be MIA for a couple of weeks. He's got his birthday coming up, so keep an eye out for that out there in the internet worlds. But he's with his family today for Father's Day, and then he's going to be on vacation. And I thought, what like better time than to say like, Adam, if you're digging this, if you're enjoying like watching City of Mist, like come play, come jump in the sandbox with us. So we got together this week and made a character, and I'm really excited to like have you take him for a spin here.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes because I have no idea where it's going to go. It's like my favorite part of all of this.
None of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Not
I
alone
don't
in that
either.
part.
This is part of like Adam and I like talked a little bit while we were making the character, right? And part of like the treat for me running this game is like they straight up tell you compared to like in Dungeons and Dragons, you open like the Dungeon Master's Guide and they start talking to you about how to Dungeon Master. And one of the like earliest things in there is like go buy one of our pre-written modules, you know, and like open it up and run this adventure. But the notion is like come up with an adventure, have a story in mind, right? And your players will make characters and you'll run them through this story that you have. The City of Mist book very explicitly is like, hey, you want to run this game? Okay, get some friends together, do nothing, prepare nothing, write down nothing until after they're done making characters. And whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, like figure out the way to make it about their characters, right? Like in other words, like the mystery should be motivated by the stuff you guys put down on your sheet, you know? And so in that sense, it's really different than like running a D&D game. Like I have notions of what's going to happen. I certainly have scenes set up. I know what the mystery is. I know the answers to the mystery, but I have no freaking clue what a lot of you are going to do or how we're going to get there or how things really play out, right? So it's like really exciting for me. It's very much like DMing without a net in a lot of ways, without like all the security that I have in a Dungeons and Dragons game of like, it'll be fine, you know? It's much more kinetic, so I love it. I'm excited. Cool. So, do any of you have any questions? Is there anything that we need to go over before we kind of get into it here, friends?
I assume you're gonna tell us what the timeline is. Where we're starting?
I think we'll talk through timeline and we'll figure out where exactly you're situated as we pick up with Escher, Jonathan, and Lyra. But yeah, I mean, we talked last week just about like the game at large, what we've done so far, adjustments to our characters. I don't know if you guys have any last tweaks that we need to go over before we get started, or you're all feeling in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think I'm in a good spot right now, knowing kind of where, like, what I want to do with the character. I think, like we talked about last week, we've learned how to be active with the characters and make choices that are going to affect where we want to grow to. So I think I've got a good sense, but nothing for now.
Okay, cool. Zed, Taylor, you're feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Adam and I have been chatting all week, and there was this whole like, oh, geez, this is a really big book, right? The City of Mist book is like 500 pages or something crazy. And it's like, but most of it's not relevant to you, to your character. Most of it is like very DM facing to begin with. There's a lot of stuff there about how to like set up the mysteries, the moves, all of this. Like we've got the basics down, right? We all we like know at this point we have our theme books, we have a bunch of power tags, we have a basis of like the core moves. We'll figure it out as we go. So, Adam, do you have any last minute questions? Are you feeling pretty good?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's send it, as my friend likes to say. So, normally I would have one of you give the opening monologue, but I think that tonight I will have to do it. And so I think that it's been some weeks since the murders by the docks, since the capture of one Mahishasura, a man named Lyndon, the enemy of Durga, the goddess of war, the goddess trapped in the body of one man named Nick Shivdar, who's at home taking care of his dad on Father's Day.
With his
But
broken
you
leg.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Life in the city has persisted as it did before those murders and as it will afterwards. People are still grinding out their jobs. The neon lights fire up every night. And the mysteries around all of you as individuals and the city at large abounds. It's a strange place, this city of neon. A place of questions, a place of mysteries, and a place of danger, as we've all well established. And yeah, I think as we pick up tonight, I think that we're down by the docks again. I think that we find ourselves in a diner. Sitting at the table are Escher and Jonathan and Lyra. And I think that Iggy has just gotten up and left, as he made a promise to this man named Lyndon, to this being that embodied Mahishasura, the shape-shifting buffalo demon that plagued you over those 3 harrowing nights. And Iggy made a promise to keep an eye out on this fellow. And so I think that a lot of you, having not seen your book buddies for a few weeks after the case kind of resolved, you got together for dinner, and Iggy is leaving to go meet with Lyndon, whom he promised he would meet with. Nick wasn't able to make it, and so the camera opens on the 3 of you sitting there. I think we see the plate glass window leading to the street outside, moisture clinging to the surfaces in the streets, the kind of neon lights reflecting up off the beads of water clinging to the street signs and the parked cars and the mailboxes of the world outside. And yeah, what do we see as the camera focuses in on the 3 of you as your dinner is wrapping up?
Lyra sipping on like black coffee, like, and I assume she's probably sitting on the inside, and now that Iggy's left, she has like her feet up on like the other side of like the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And is just like kind of sitting there like after probably eating like a good stack of pancakes, just like that was good. Glad we did this.
Yeah, I think Jonathan is pulled out like a little pack of cigarettes, and he's just kind of like readjusting them all and just like, smacking the pack a little. And, looking out into the world, the rain coming down, and just kind of is expressing his kind of distaste to get back into it, saying like, it's so hard to get back, with knowing what we know, going back into all of this with everyone.
Yeah.
I think Escher is sitting over like an empty bowl of soup and a water, like the cheapest things that they could order. And they're just like, I mean, do you have to go back to like that?
I mean, I gotta take pictures of crime scenes and stuff, like, it's but it is a question. Like, do I gotta be doing this? Like, is this a thing that like I should be doing? Now that I know that it's not just the bad, evil people killing people in this city, there's something more than that. Like, you're right. Do I need to be doing this? I don't know.
Casual existential crisis over
Just over
crappy
soup.
diner food, you know.
Well, aren't you like
So-
working with Perez?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. We're getting a professional relationship going.
A professional
Professional.
relationship?
I blur the lines of professional and personal, you know.
Okay, good. Good.
Actually, on that note, I think just 2 nights ago, Jonathan, you saw Perez at another case down here at the docks. Go figure. Where a somewhat mysterious set of circumstances unfolded. A man apparently drove his car straight off the docks and drowned in the bay. And that might not altogether have been that mysterious. I think at first glance, Perez assumed that the fellow must have been drinking too much into something to alter his senses such that he drove in. But I think that the investigation had revealed some interesting details to you, Jonathan. That this individual, his name was Vince Carden, was like fully seat belted in the seat when the car was extracted out of the water, which would indicate that he made no effort to extricate himself from the sinking vehicle that he drowned in. And it really like stuck in your craw, I think. And I think
Yeah.
that the last piece of the puzzle that you had here, Jonathan, is that in the canvassing of the witnesses who saw this car drive into the drink, I think that you got a description of a woman. Somebody saw him speaking to a woman right before they said that he got into his vehicle, started the engine, and drove straight off the dock. And so I think that as that information sinks in, the camera pans up from the table, from the stack of half-eaten pancakes, the empty soup bowl, the black cup of coffee. And I think that we see like the reflection on the glass as the camera kind of focuses in across the street, where we see the neon red sign of a club, as it were, a jazz club. And I think that we see like this like flashing, flickering white neon half moon, and the red of the lettering says Rising Moon Jazz Club. And I think as the camera kind of zooms in on this sign, we cut like right through the wall into this small jazz club down by the docks, where the sound of the room is filled with the piano. And I think the camera lingers on the piano man in the shadowy back of the bar, the kind of dim, smoky lighting of this place, a stark juxtaposition from the neon lights outside. And what do we see, Adam, as we focus in on the man at the piano?
Yeah, so I think like you see this tall, thin man dressed completely in black, with kind of a black coat on, looking decently nice, but overall the clothes are not fantastic. It's kind of like this dark club downtown filled with smoke. And there's kind of this little staging area at the front where you see a couple of singers kind of up there, maybe a few saxophonists, other musicians that are playing. And then just off to the side of that, kind of clothed in darkness, is this large piano. And then playing it, you see that man kind of head down, the music illuminated, and just kind of going to town, playing on one of his sets for the evening.
And yeah, I think that as you're playing away, back there, obscured by the shadows of the club, kind of quietly filling the room with the sound. I think the camera like pans ever so slightly, and we see a door in the back of the club with like that kind of classic brass placard that just says office, right, very simply on it. And I think the office door opens, and you see your friend Ralph, the owner of the club, longtime friend to you, and he's coming out of the room, and he's kind of you could see like he's looking down. He's got this expression on his face of concern, of frustration, and there's a woman with them with like this short black kind of spiky hair. She's wearing these very kind of fashionable ornate like heels that are clicking across the tile floor as she walks, and I think that she has on this sort of very like elegant kind of dress, and like a dress coat on over it, like a thin fashionable kind of raincoat, right? And Ralph is like walking with her towards the entrance, and I think you see them like pause once, and there's a little bit of like a conversation happening between them. You could see Ralph seems to be like, I don't want to say arguing, but he's very like worked up and animated, and she just shakes her head at him, and Ralph, you hear him over the sound of the piano music like, this is bullshit, and she turns and begins to stride for the front door of the club. And I think we see Ralph like turn, looking around the club, this look of like despondency, sorrow, this like forlorn expression on his face as he like locks eyes with you in the back, sitting at the piano. And he begins to like make his way back to you as your kind of set is finishing up. And I think he would wait for a moment for the music to finish, and then kind of like approach quietly. He's like, that was great, Sebastian. That was great, as always. You really know how to make the room come alive.
Ralph, I just do what I do best.
Well, I think he glances back towards the front door. He's like, yeah, you done right by me. You do it better than anybody else I ever had hired.
Anything for you. You gave me the shot, and I've been paying it back ever since.
No, you paid me twice over and then some, Sebastian. I'm really glad. I hate to say it, but, well, I owe it to you to tell you the truth now. I'm not so sure that I'm going to be able to keep you working here much longer. Seems there's been a bit of a change in management.
Bit of a change in management. Who's coming to take over?
I think he's like glances back at the door and he's like, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. It's a mistake I made years ago. I should have known it was going to come back to haunt me, but I had a silent investor. I didn't have a lot when I opened the place up. Just a dream and a piano. But Rising Moon, well, it's become everything to me. It's my life. He says, I had a silent investor. Friend from back in the day. I came up in the scene with them. Vince Carden. He turned up dead a couple of nights ago, drowned to death in his car out at the bay. But, well, I don't know who the hell she just was that came in here. But she's got the paperwork. Signed, sealed, and delivered. So it looks like I don't even own my own goddamn building anymore.
That's a real shame about Vince there. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm sure that he would not want you to have to give up the moon.
Nah, I don't think he did, but I'll be honest, I haven't spoken with him in years. He was easy enough to manage. We were closer when we were younger. It was a bit of a fleeting interest for him, but he had the bankroll. He's never asked too many questions. I should have figured it out, but all that legal mumble jumbo, real estate, it's a lot. I'm an artist, you understand?
Certainly, I couldn't give less of a shit about that if you tried, but if it's money that we need, I'm sure there's another way about going to get it.
That's the thing of it. I don't know who the hell she was, but she wasn't even asking me for money. You'd think her first move would be to walk in here and try to get me to sell my steak, but well, I got money now, Sebastian. I mean, this place, it ain't exactly a printing press, but we done all right. Especially with acts like you over here. He says, we keep the tables crowded. We keep the bar stacked. But she didn't want to hear nothing about it.
What did you want then?
I think she just wanted to see me squirm. And I think that it's with here that we cut again. And I think we cut to the scene in the diner as the three of you sit there, and Jonathan, I think you turn like peering out the glass front of this diner, sitting in the booth, like looking past Lyra, right? And I think you see the front door of the jazz club open, and out strides this woman who exactly matches the description that you got from this murder at the docks the other day. And I think that you see her like take a step towards a car, and she like looks up past the car, and there's the moment where I think like your eyes connect, but there's the glare of the glass in between you and her. Like you're not really sure, can she even see me? Can she not? But she's like looking right at you. And I think that like you're like hearing the description from the witness at the murder the other night, and you just see her then like duck down as she opens the back door to this kind of Lincoln Town car, and the car like pulls out into the street, kind of vanishing.
I think I turn to my two friends and say, I know this is just supposed to be, like coffee and soup and stuff, but I think I gotta go follow a lead. I saw there was something outside. The girl from the story, like I'm pretty sure I just saw her. Do you guys look? We don't have
Let's
to get.
go.
Shut.
We're leaving. We're leaving. Let's go.
Asher, you coming with?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. It's been weeks.
Yes, I think we stalk across the street, and I point out that the car like is long gone, but that she came from this building. Like this is where she was. Came right outside. Somebody here gotta know her.
A jazz club.
You
I
don't
bet
think
you a
it's gonna be
jazz
weird
club
if we
before.
like go in there and are like, who knows this lady?
I mean, why not? We've done weirder things.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Come on, let's
That's
go.
accurate.
This will be fun. I've never been to
People
a jazz
don't know
club before.
about the weird things. Only Lyndon knows we shut him in a freezer.
I have one question. Is it 9:00 on a Saturday?
I
I've
think
been
it
waiting
is.
to ask that question.
I think it is, but I think that it's an irregular crowd that shuffles in,
True.
Sebastian, as you turn and like we hear the like bell at the door, right? There actually wouldn't be a bell. It's a jazz club. We can't
No.
mar that beautiful, beautiful
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
So I think we see the door open silently, the like neon cascade of light kind of filling in around the silhouettes of these three individuals as Jonathan, Lyra, and Escher come like striding in. And yeah, I think that the like as it's 9:00, the place is relatively crowded. We see like a few of the singers are over at the bar, kind of refilling their drinks. There's patrons at a couple of tables, bartenders doing their thing, a few people sitting at bar stools, and I think yeah, you see this pair kind of huddled in the darkness by the piano in the back. Yeah, and I think we like smash back to Sebastian and Ralph as you're standing in the back of the place, and Ralph just kind of like sighs to you, Sebastian, and he's like, I don't know what the hell to think of it. All these years we've been here quietly, just doing our thing, making music, making people's lives a little bit better, bringing a little bit joy to the dark nights of this damn city, and now This mystery woman's got to show up out of nowhere and just rip it right out of my hands.
Ralph, there's got to be something we can do. Did she say who she was or what she wanted?
She just said that she wants me out by the end of the week. She said that it's a fool's errand trying to bring joy in this city. She said that the story of the rising moon is a tragedy. Bitch.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ralph. That's a weird thing to say when you're coming and repossessing someone's property. We can't reward that. Where is she? What's her name?
She gave me a card. And I think he like drops the business card down onto the piano under the light of like the piano lamp sitting there by the sheet music. And we just see this name kind of illuminated by the cold light. And he says, it just says as you like look down to it, Melanie Potsdam.
Is it just the name? Is there like a phone number,
There's,
an address?
there's a name. There's just like a single name in like black lettering on this white card, and there is a phone number underneath it. Says I asked her if she was with some kind of business or something. She just laughed. I'm telling you, there was something not right. It's like she just showed up here to watch me squirm, to watch me beg. I spent my life working to build this place up. I mean, what are we gonna do? Marlene, Ella, there's so many of us. All the waitresses, the cooks, they're counting on me to make paychecks. I mean, you'll be fine. Any place in town would be lucky to have you on the keys, but...
Ralph, this is tough. We got to figure out what she actually wants. I can't imagine that she just wanted to come in here and watch you squirm. You said you never met the woman before. What joy does she get in that?
I gotta wonder. And I think he like glances back across the room where we see these three newcomers having just come into the club. What are you guys doing?
I think Lyra very like unceremoniously like opens the door really fast and like, you know, not trying to make an entrance, but like definitely like excitedly entering the place.
Don't look at me while I'm saving the world. Do look at me when I'm entering the
And she's in like her, like she's not, you know, they're not going to a fancy fundraiser, so she's not in a random fancy dress. She's in her like all black, like, you know, got a sweatshirt on, like just her sneakers, like looking very casual. But yeah, she walks in, she like looks around.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Jonathan's gonna try to find like the bouncer or somebody sitting right there that he could ask about, you know, like, do you know the woman who just left, like just came out, looked really important, kind of angry?
I think that there's probably like some kind of hostess or somebody like right up at the front, right? And I think the host is probably like, I just saw her leave. Yeah. Oh, maybe Ralph knows. She was talking to Ralph back in the office. Hey, Ralph. And so you hear this figure like calling to Ralph, Sebastian, and Ralph turns like looking over at the front, and he's like, I guess I better go attend to this lot while I still got a job.
You do you. I'm gonna stay here and do the next set. Come talk to me afterwards. We'll figure out something to do.
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know how the hell I'm going to pay the bills if this place closes up. He's just kind of muttering to himself as he walks over. And so, yeah, you see this figure come like striding over to you, Jonathan. I think that he's like a tall man with like a thin kind of black mustache, like a pencil mustache. His hair, very like a lot of product. You know, he's got like a real like swoop happening. I think he's got like the dress shirt on with too many buttons not done up and like some real like like body cufflinks happening. There's a big pinky ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
love this guy.
As he
Oh, so
goes,
good.
It's like your kind of people, Jonathan.
Yeah, and I think as the guy's coming up, Jonathan's hand is already thrust out, and he's like, "Jonathan Keeley, how you doing? Um, I was told you might know the lady who just left. We were kind of interested. She left in a hurry.
Yeah, we know her. Kind of.
oh yeah, you know her.
No, I mean, like, we've seen her and want to talk to her.
Yeah, we know.
About what? Did she buy your business out from underneath you too, or what?
She buy your business out from underneath you?
I don't even know if she paid for it. I don't really know what the story is, but yeah, listen, I've never met her before. She just came in here tonight and well, seems like she owns the building now.
What?
Whoa! I mean, we're looking for her because she's kind of involved in, or she might be involved in, an untimely death of a fella down at the docks. Like
Wait a minute.
right now she's the suspect. So
Are you kidding me?
no, dead serious.
I
Got a
think
name?
He's like Vince? You mean Vince?
Yeah, that was the guy that drove off.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch. She's a murderer? She's a murderer, this crazy bitch?
I mean, look, we don't
didn't
know
say-
anything
We didn't
yet.
say that.
Yeah, we don't know. We're
Oh.
Please don't repeat that.
investigating.
All we know is she was there that night when it happened, and we just want to talk to her.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, lot. Wait, are you all cops?
No.
Oh no, cops.
No.
You don't look like cops.
We're not cops.
We're not cops.
And we don't work with cops.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to know. I don't so much love the cops. I mean, there's everything here is above board. There's nothing
Dude,
to worry
this
about
place
there.
looks
but-
Okay.
awesome. You got nothing to worry about.
I mean, it sounds like
Hopefully,
don't worry
maybe
about it.
I mean, if we go talk to this lady, maybe we can figure out her involvement and see why she owns your club now, and that you didn't know about this.
Listen, Vince, that's who you're talking about, right? Vince, he drowned a couple of days ago in his car.
Yeah.
They said he must have been real drunk, but I'm telling you, he's been sober 20 years. He quit drinking back when we were kids. He don't touch nothing harder than a roast beef on Thursday.
So I mean, you know the guy. Why? What do you think is going through his head? Like what?
It didn't make any sense to me, buddy. That's the thing of it. I can't get my head around it for 2 days here. Vince and I, we weren't that close these days. He helped me bankroll the place back when I was young and looking to get into the game, but we're not the best of friends anymore. Things have not remained tight over the years, but I mean, he was a guy who don't want for nothing. I mean, he's got a good life. He had a wife. She's buried now, but there's no reason that he'd go ice himself. That's what I'm trying to say. The man don't drink. I don't believe nothing I read. They say he got drunk and drove his car right off the pier.
Jonathan, you just talking about? Didn't you say that he apparently just talked to this lady and then?
Yeah, that's the report. He was talking to this lady, and then that's the last known person he was talking to, and then he drove off, and they found him still buckled in. So there's something weird with that too. That it doesn't.
I don't know what's going on here, but now I'm starting to suspect some foul play. Look, all I know is that my old friend, well, I read his obituary 2 days ago, and I got phone calls from a couple of mutual acquaintances that he passed away. He says, and the fact is that he had the paper for this building. He had the deed. And so she just showed up in here tonight, waving it in my face, waving it over my head, taunting me. She wasn't asking for money. She wasn't asking for nothing from me. When I started trying to make her offers, she didn't want to hear nothing about it. Shit, where's her name? He starts and I think he turns, glancing back to the piano. He's like, she left a card. It's back there with my piano man.
Okay. Cool.
Potsmith, Potsdam, Pots. I don't remember. Come
Okay.
on.
We'll go.
yeah.
We'll go get it. We'll take care of this, man. Like, even if you're not close friends, the guy doesn't deserve his name to be besmirched like this. We're gonna figure this out.
I really appreciate that. I mean, listen, I don't have a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I got less now than I thought I did when I woke up this morning. He's like looking around at the building. He says, but look, well, if there's anything you could do to get to the bottom of this, I mean, this place is my life. It's my dream. It's all I got. And if I got to give it up to some crazy murder, I mean, if she killed Vince, I don't even know what to think.
Yeah, dude, we're not into crazy murderers. If we can get this situated, we will.
Son of a bitch, I need a drink. Ask Sebastian back there. The card should be right on his piano. Actually, maybe don't interrupt him. He's real touchy when he's in the middle of a song.
Okay, we'll
But,
wait. It's
I
good
mean,
music.
it's right there. Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
And I think he...
Oh no, I think
no.
I was gonna say we just kind of like nod and see him off to the bar as we make our way to the piano and let him finish his song,
Yeah.
his set.
Okay, and I think, we see Ralph over at the bar, he's got the bottle of whiskey, he's pouring, he's like sweating, rubbing his brow, like he's babbling at one of the bartenders, and so, Sebastian, as you're finishing out your set, you very much notice, because it's so unusual, as this cluster of 3 people come over and kind of like...
Oh, and Lyra's totally like snapping and like doing weird dance moves that don't really make any sense because she doesn't listen to jazz, but she's just like doing weird stuff in front of the piano. Just like
She is
waiting for the
acrobatic.
piano to be
Yeah.
done.
So you see this cluster of 3 people kind of waiting for the set to end as you're sitting there, Sebastian.
Yeah, and so I think, the set kind of comes to the end. Singers sing that last note, finish it off. Everyone takes their bow on stage and whatnot. And I think that, like, you see Sebastian start to pack up some of his stuff, put some of the music away in his bag. And then I think, like, he looks over and sees the 3 of them, like, awkwardly standing there waiting for the set to be over. And
Escher is not awkwardly standing. Escher is leaning very coolly against
The-
a wall.
yeah,
Sure
Yeah,
does
paying attention to
everything
the
super
like
cool.
So good.
phone light illuminating their face in the dark, minding their own business. Thank you
Oh
very
my
much.
god.
2/3
what a
of them
scene.
standing awkwardly there. And then, I think he'll like look over and like fairly quietly, not wanting to draw too much attention over there, but not many people come over by the piano in these types of situations. I think he like calls out a little bit. He's like, "Can I help you with something?"
Hey, piano man, we heard you got a card. Some weird lady.
A card from some weird lady.
Yeah. What was the guy's name? Who were we just talking to?
We're just talking to Ralph, your boss over there.
Right.
We think we can help him save the place. We're in the midst of some big investigation, and she's the key. We might be able to help save the place, and with this card.
Wow. Well, that would be terrific. Word really got around fast, I swear. He just told me about it not one set ago, but that's incredible that you all are already on the case. You guys cops or something investigating?
I don't know why people keep thinking that. Like, do we look? We don't
We're
look
not
like
cops.
cops, right? Yeah.
This is more of a hobby, really.
Getting
You
a little
know.
offended.
Hell of a
I've been
hobby.
asked if I was a cop so many times in my life.
Yeah, I got the card just right here. And I think he'll go to like pick up the card, look at it to remind himself of the name that he has already forgotten at this point, and then hand it over to the group of them.
The name on the card is Melanie Potsdam, right? And I think that
Yes.
we see the piano man's hand drop down under the light, the like lamp illuminating the kind of top of the piano as he hands the card over to you.
Melanie. Ugh.
Escher's going to start Googling on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Boom.
Yeah. Of course.
That sounds to me like you might be trying to investigate.
Sure. You could call it that.
as Escher starts googling on the phone. So you're all like standing there as Escher like glances at the card and like still super cool without even being phased at all, leaning on the wall, fingers dancing with their own mastery of the keys.
I don't know. Googling skills. What Googling skills did I
I don't know. Do you have any Googling power tags?
Insatiable curiosity and
Yeah.
unmatched work ethic. I'm not going to use determination to achieve because it's
Good.
not about that, but it is like, no, I know different search terms and combinations of things to find different corners of the internet. Oh, the power tag that I added, I don't think we talked about this. We definitely didn't talk about it on the stream. I don't know if we talked about it off the stream. When I advanced my mission theme, I took a power tag from training.
Oh, yeah.
So now I have a keen eye.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
From my filmmaking training, so I'm going to use that because details
that's totally
will stand out.
Yep.
I think that's probably it.
Okay, so it sounds like you're making an investigate roll with the power of 3. I'm not calling on any of your weaknesses. I think you're in good shape.
Okay. Let's go. Did it go?
Nice. You get a mild success here. So you're basically getting 3 clues.
Okay. Where does she work? Or can I find anything about like her like professional life, I guess?
Yes, you can. As you are trying to figure out where she works, you do not know where she works now, but her name hits a couple of times for, go figure, as a singer. She was like the main act singer at a couple of like shows and clubs that would have all like kind of closed up within the last like 5 years or so. There's nothing like in the last 5 years that shows her as like working as a performer.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. If I search her name in combination with Vince Carden, does anything come up with them together? I know how to use the internet.
No, absolutely not. There's nothing.
Okay, that's useful to know. That's no information is also useful information.
Sure is.
Okay. Vince. One more. Am I allowed to ask my friends if they have thoughts about?
Sure. Yeah, you guys can collaborate.
I mean, your second one is what I was going to go with, and I agree that not having the connection is still interesting and important.
My instinct is to see if she has any connection to Erastus, but I feel like that's just because of Lyra's hatred.
It's so on brand for so many reasons, Taylor. I love it. I love it.
But I don't think we as characters have any reason to think that this has anything to do with him. Beyond, I guess, like, we feel like he's pretty enmeshed in the whole thing.
Yeah. Did it, in the, like, status of her being, like, a singer, did we get, like, her current status? Is she, like, a failing, like, is she sort of, like, falling out of the spotlight?
I think that Escher found her name in a couple of, like, acts that would have occurred, like, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, but nothing within the last 5 years.
Nothing recently, okay.
Interesting.
Huh. And can I save it for later? I can, right?
You can, yes. We just have to keep in mind the source and the method
Sure.
with which you got it, right? So the source is like you got it on Google, on your phone, and the method was you just doing internet research, right? So anything beyond the bounds of that,
Right.
we can't answer.
Right.
But yeah, you can make note that you're hanging on to a clue from your
Okay.
Google
Yeah, I'm
search.
gonna do that
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
for now.
There's also like the social media aspect. I don't know
That's
if
a
we
good
wanted to look
point.
at, like her
Mhm.
most recent like status updates or anything like that.
Or photos, like if we can, like
Yeah.
place where she might be.
Articles.
How we found Lyndon once upon a time.
Mm-hmm. Good old Justin.
So we see Escher like leaning up against the wall, the light of the phone like illuminating their face as they super coolly gather information. While meanwhile, Sebastian is kind of packing up some of their stuff from the piano. Jonathan and Lyra are all standing there.
Well, so we have her number, but
Yeah, no.
that
Do
doesn't
we
help.
give her a call?
Can we
I mean,
call her? Yeah, really. I guess we could.
Jonathan, you're a people person.
I like people. People like me.
Oh, God.
Could we run to the library and maybe see if or do we still have the list of people that were like on the library list?
I feel
Like,
like
we
Escher
had
probably
that.
took a picture. Because we got
Yeah.
a printout, right?
Yeah, we had
Yes.
that.
Escher
Yeah.
absolutely made that digital in some form, whether
Yeah.
it was like taking a
She
picture
was,
or
yeah,
like typing
she was
it
not
out.
on the list,
She's
I
not.
can say.
Okay.
She's not on the list. Nope.
Okay. It's not a library person. That makes sense.
Yeah. I think let's give her a call.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
not? What are we gonna say?
I mean, we could get her to come back here, say we work for the club, that she left something here and she needs it back,
Ooh,
or
yeah,
we need
that'd
like
be
her signature or something, like to pass the bar over to her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel like that'll work. I'm
Let's
gonna
do
give
that.
her a call.
Yeah. Yeah, you got this,
I'm
Jonathan.
not gonna overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
I think it's at this point you see Jonathan take out his flip phone, Sebastian.
Yeah, no, yeah, he just dials the numbers on the card and just holds up like a one moment to everyone.
Yeah.
I think Lyra like leans to Sebastian and is like, watch this. Great.
And so the phone rings a few times. Boom, boom, boom. And then I think that you hear this very melodic kind of voice like, hello.
Hey, Jonathan Keeley, how you doing? So I'm back at the Rising Moon, and
I'm sorry, who?
Jonathan Keeley. I'm calling on behalf of the Rising Moon, the club.
My club.
Yes. Well, that's why I wanted to call. We're down here, and like we know you just spoke with Ralph, but like he was so in a state of mind, he was a little distraught. We just need you back to sign a couple papers and make sure everything's like good. All right, we're trying to get it all squared off for you.
I'm sorry, are you a lawyer?
Oh, me, a lawyer? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to convince her. I want to use a convince roll to see.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Yes, oh my God.
Or maybe believable. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, honestly, Jonathan could be a lawyer for sure.
Yeah, like a Better Call Saul kind of a lawyer.
Like
Really?
my cousin Vinny.
Okay. So Jonathan's going to try to make a convince roll. When we make convince rolls, we're basically like threatening somebody with a status, right? Either you do what I want or this is the result you kind of suffer from. So what do we got here for power tags, Jonathan?
Okay. Definitely not a lot. This is not his wheelhouse as much.
Nope.
But I think I'm going to lean on both, like, his knowledge of cities' organized crime, like his knowledge of crime and criminals. I think he can speak the lingo.
That
and
works.
then his, like, I own the streets. So, like, even if he isn't
Okay.
a lawyer, he's probably engaged enough with them. He knows them, so he can at least try to bully his way through this.
Yeah, he could talk a big game. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I think Lyra is gonna use one of her help points with Jonathan, and like in the background go like, Mr. Keeley, there's another call on line 2.
He's at the club.
That's true.
I don't know if that's helping.
Definitely helpful.
He's
It's
got a
100%
secretary
helpful.
that follows him to the club.
It's
That's
gonna
how
Yeah,
be
like,
you with the
serious he
office or
is.
you with
Such
the
an
club.
important lawyer.
So
There's
you're
nothing
basically,
wrong.
when you use a help point to do this, Lyra, you're burning a juice for
Yes.
Jonathan to like give him a status or a story tag.
Yes.
So what is it? What's the status? What's the
Think
story
it's
tag that we're giving him?
important.
Oh, he's important.
He's important.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you get an extra +1 from that, Jonathan. You're rolling with +3.
All right, yeah,
Power
+3 to
three.
convince.
Yes.
All
Oh
right.
my God.
I am
Great
Toya.
success. Great
Yeah.
success. So choose a relevant status. What's the status you're kind of threatening her with?
Status
It's probably something like
like rushed or like under like pressured for time or something.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
because I
Pressured
want
for
her to know
time.
she has to come back now. Kind of that
Mhm.
kind of a feeling of that's how important I am talking to her.
And I think that we hear her like pause for a minute, and she's just like, well, Ralph must be more important than I thought to be able to get a lawyer down here that quickly. I only just left. I'm not going to be able to get back there tonight, Mr. Keeley. If you could give me the information for your office, I can have my people contact yours in the morning, and I'm sure that they could work with you to have the proper paperwork drawn up. I wouldn't want anything to be, well, untoward. I mean, this is all above board.
Oh, of course, of course. That could work. I mean, look, it is something we're trying to accomplish now. If you can't come here, is there a way that we could come meet you somewhere?
Come meet me tonight?
Yeah, sure.
Well, she's like nervous. She's pressed for time, you know. You can hear her like vamping for a second. She's like, I'm going to be traveling for a bit, but well, I mean, I suppose you could meet me at my apartment if that's what you need. Do you
Yeah.
know Magna Gracia? It's the new apartment complex. It's built down on the waterfront.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I haven't had the pleasure to go inside, but congratulations. Beautiful building.
Yes, I'm the 10th floor, 10C.
10th floor, 10C. All right. Yeah, no worries. I'll come meet you in a bit. In and out just to sign a couple papers. You know how it is.
Yes, of course. We want the paperwork all to be correct. Yes, I should be there within the hour. I think I'll be able to make it back.
That sounds great. We will try to be there in an hour as well. And then,
Yes,
yeah, I think.
Thank you. And there's like the awkward click.
And he looks at his friends. He's like, "That went surprisingly well."
Great job, Jonathan. See what I tell you. What's Sebastian?
Yes, that's me.
Nice.
Is
You want to
that
come with?
what's the plan here? You just gonna go to her house and
Yeah, I don't really know. Are we gonna like fully? I mean, we have an hour. We could go play dress up.
Why would we all show up in her apartment?
Asher, because
intimidating.
it's fun. And because Jonathan convinced her he's an important lawyer or something. So he's got an entourage.
And yeah, I was gonna say, and we are.
He's got his partner. You know, you could be the partner, Asher.
Asher looks at their like leather jacket, like torn up black jeans.
Well, let's go play dress up. Come on, it's been so long. I've been spending all day in a retirement home every day. Come on.
I think
This
you
is
hear this
great.
voice from behind you, Lyra, like, You seem a little young for that, kid. As Ralph like comes walking over, he's got the whiskey like I
Visiting.
mean, oh, well, I'm sure your grandma really appreciates that.
Not. It's more of a friend. More of a
But
grandpa
yeah,
type.
he does. He does.
Ralph, I see
Asher
you.
does not understand why their friends are always like, yeah, I'll just tell you all the information all the time.
He looks at you, Sebastian. Yep.
Yeah, Ralph, I think clearly you've been spreading word quickly here. This group seems to already be investigating. They already called Melanie.
Well, this guy here, he said that she might be some kind of a murderer.
Yeah, we didn't tell you that part. She might be a murderer.
I think he's like,
Might be. We don't really know what's going
Might
on.
be.
Well, Ralph, you're not going to believe this. We know where a potential murderer lives now.
Wait a minute, you got to be kidding me. You people are good. Listen, Sebastian, I don't even know what to say to you about all of this. I don't want to have to let any of the lot of you go. But, well, if this lot here might be able to, I don't know, uncover some dirt on this one, it might be a different story altogether. I mean, Vince is dead, man. I don't even know what to think about that. I thought it was going to be a pain in the ass getting the legal work, the paperwork straightened out, but oh, jeez, I got no idea. I don't even know where to start with any of this.
Well, if you need a lawyer, apparently Jonathan is one. So
Oh, no shit.
yeah, he can. I guess he can help you.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, I know some people, you know.
That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Well, I mean, listen, I'm just willing to say right here, whatever it is that you can do to get that deed in my hands, I'll make it worth your while, lawyer.
All right. I mean, do you have, or is there any, like, fancy looking paperwork here that we could just print off? Like, it doesn't have to be real. Just make it Latin or some shit, and then we
I
can,
mean,
like,
do you
print it
have
off.
did you have a contract with Vince?
I mean, I shook his hand 25 years ago when we were out
Mm-hmm.
behind the bar. No, I'm not maybe the best businessman. I didn't think all this through. I'm an artist like my friend over here. I used to be a hell of a saxophone player, but the arthritis, it's a bitch.
No. Lyra like leans to her friends. We know somebody who has eyes in the city, and who I could assume could get us some documents pretty quickly. Just saying. We got our underground friend.
I'm still very hesitant about all of this. Rich,
No,
tell
don't
me.
be.
I
Don't
think
be.
I would like to attempt to. That face is killing me. I think I would like to produce these potentially fake
Documents.
legal documents.
Yes.
Change the
Yes.
game.
So I think that that's exactly what the move is. Change the game is this move that lets us like create stuff, right? So these potentially fake documents would fundamentally be like a story tag that we're going to create.
Oh, wait, ignore that.
Um,
Ignore that one.
Yep, I will.
Or take it, you know.
I will. So the deal is, Sebastian. I don't know how you will produce these, but yeah, let's look through your sheet. What are we going to use? Which power tags are we using?
Well, I think, I think I would like to, like, kind of pull up from underneath the piano bench, like this, like maybe like a copy of my contract
Mm-hmm.
with the club or something like that, or and maybe it's just like one or two pages, but we shove like some sheets of music behind it to make it look like it's more than
A dossier.
what it actually
Sure.
is.
Sure. Sure.
And I think the way that I'm doing this is by like using. I
It's
think
by
I'm
using that fourth
by
theme
using
book?
that for a theme book. I think
Okay,
that I'm
gotcha.
like producing that.
Say the words.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the words.
You're allowed to
Beauty of
say
this
the
game.
words.
Say the words.
You're allowed to say the words. So which power tags in particular are we pulling on?
I mean, Grant's Wishes comes to mind.
Yep, that one fits.
Uh,
I think you could select that one, and then Unknown Power.
Yeah, because I mean, I still like have no idea what this is or if it'll even hypothetically happen, but I think that definitely hits.
Okay.
And then
You tell me if we have anything else that's relevant here. I guess Quick Learner wouldn't matter.
Not unless you're literally
I
forging them.
mean, the only other thing I could think of is just like doing jazz pianist, just like that's my job. So I would hypothetically have a contract, but I don't know if that fits.
I don't think that fits. I think that would be more about like your nimbleness or whatever. So I think I have to hit you with out of tune.
I think you do.
With your weakness tag from there, as you're going to use this. So we've got Grant's Wishes and Unknown Power, along with the weakness tag out of tune, and you're going to roll to change the game. So you basically rolling with a +1, 2d6 +1.
Okay.
Mild success. So the idea here is that you get a point of juice, Adam, and you get to use it to create a story tag, which is exactly what you were trying to create right here. As for my soft MC move against you, I'm good. I've got a note here for myself. I'll put a pin in this. But so I think we see Sebastian like shuffle around.
That's what I heard.
I think that we see Sebastian like shuffle around some paperwork as he pulls out like the contract that's like needed, and like yeah, what do you do with it? You have it now.
I think I just like look over at the group and I was like, well, this might help.
It'd be more useful than I thought.
I think this guy's like us. He's how do
Cool.
I'm not. I can't.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I can't.
Equal doesn't apply here.
Yeah, I think Jonathan really wants to ask him so many questions, but isn't sure like about Ralph yet. Like if he knows or anything.
We'll walk. Yeah. Walk.
I think
Yeah,
Ralph is just like looks over and he's like, "Oh, you always got everything right in hand, don't you, Sebastian? How the hell did you even pull that one off? I gotta stop leaving paperwork around all over the place. Listen, I don't know how to thank you lot enough. Whatever it is, if there's anything I could do to help y'all."
We
I
haven't
mean-
really done anything yet.
I mean, if we were really gonna try and pull this off, should we maybe? I know I lean towards costume changes, but I mean,
This
we
is a new
have
development.
documents.
Used to hate
Are
getting
we
dressed
really
up
just
like
gonna
3
walk
weeks
in
ago.
there like this?
And I feel like you also, with the ability to go invisible, could be helpful.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You can turn invisible.
yeah.
God. We gotta go outside like now.
Yeah.
I think that we just see Ralph kind of like scratch inside of his ear and was like, "What's that?"
Ashley's,
Phone.
like, shoving
No,
everyone
what?
out the door. Like, let's
Yeah.
Let's go.
We'll see you later, Ralph.
Hi, Ralph. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you a lot. Yeah.
Now, what was that about being invisible?
Oh, here, come here. And Lyra like pulls like the group like into an alley, and she like goes invisible,
Where
and then
the
pops back. Pretty cool, huh? Did you just do something like that? Can you just pull things? Can you just?
The papers.
Yeah. Did you just?
Nothing I can do is even remotely compared to just
Are-
turning invisible at
are
the
you
snap
a
of a
geek?
finger.
Everybody can do
Disguise.
different stuff.
Who's
You
Iggy?
know.
It's
We're a
not
diverse group of people. But like, what was that? How did you just pull those papers out of nowhere?
Well, I just had an old empty contract underneath the piano bench.
Just there?
That's not
That was
a thing.
fast.
Is is this something you could always do? Just kind of find old contracts, or is this some a
Or like
more
whatever
recent
you
develop-
need.
Well, there's not old
What a cool
contracts lying
special
around
power.
anywhere.
My
Sure.
superpower is finding old contracts.
Sure as hell wish I could just turn invisible instead of finding old contracts.
You
But
guys
Well,
figured it
you know.
out. Sebastian is the Magna Carta. It's yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, honestly, it's a little bit more. It's clearly a little bit more complicated than that. But I'm excited. So I'm getting ahead of myself. But I mean, hang on a minute. Hang on. Lyra's gonna like just kind of like lean up against the side of the alley, close her eyes, and do her like reach out for power people, and see if she can like feel an aura from Sebastian.
I think that this is you trying to investigate Sebastian.
Okay, sure.
I think you're using an investigate role here towards Sebastian to try to like identify, because you're like looking to like ask questions about the truth of him.
Yes.
So yeah, what do you got?
Well, I have my, I didn't like name it. I didn't give it a cool name yet because I forgot. But my like awareness of power tag that I now
Mhm.
have for divination.
Mm-hmm.
Would seize that which is hidden apply?
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm looking for something that's not necessarily.
Seems
I don't know if heightened senses would help me.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's fair. Detect thoughts.
I think detect thoughts probably fits. Yeah.
And I
Expose him. He's been here for an hour.
I know. I know. They got their hooks into you now.
Lyra, it's so intense. I think that's about it.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to hit you with any weakness tags. Okay, go for it. So you're rolling with +3.
Investigate. A.
oh,
11. So you have 3 clues. You get to ask 1 to 1.
Do I feel an aura of power?
You may Adam or you may answer if you would like, Adam. You may Adam.
You may, Adam.
I may, Adam. I may answer if I like. Do
Yeah,
I,
you
like,
can
have
answer,
to?
or I can answer. You do, yes. You
Okay.
should answer
Somebody
truthfully.
has to.
Okay. I do think you probably sense an aura of power around Sebastian.
Okay. Is this like detect magic? Can I? What sort of school can I feel, if any? Is there like a vibe?
To the magic around Sebastian, it's similar. I can answer for you if you would like, Adam. I think it's similar to yours in that I think that he is oft overlooked. You can perceive that he is oft overlooked.
Okay. And what are your surface thoughts at the moment?
What
As
are
I
my?
detect, you detect
As
your
in, like,
thoughts.
literally, like, detect thoughts.
As in,
Literally,
like,
I called it
literally
detect
thought.
She did literally
I
call
did
it detect
literally call
thoughts.
it detect.
I think as Lyra is like sweeping across, like what's at the forefront of Sebastian's consciousness here? What's he thinking about as he's with these strangers in the alley?
Yeah, I think like the invisibility thing is like right there
Yeah.
at the top of his head. Like, how the hell did someone just turn invisible? Like it was
Yeah.
nothing.
Maybe
And then I
have a
think, like-
song stuck in his head, like, I don't know, friend like me.
I think that like the other thing that is in his head is like about the state of the jazz club, and I think that like even though it didn't take a ton of time like for this information to spread, like it definitely like hit him hard that this place is potentially closing, and like he definitely will have a desire to like fix that in some way. I guess you would also pick up on that he's very unclear on what the next step of this plan is.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
good. We're all in this together. Great.
So there you go, Lyra. As you
Oh.
sweep across, your supernatural senses perceiving that this figure is like you. There is some like rift to the mist connecting him to something greater, and he's often unseen and overlooked. And yeah, he's concerned about the state of the bar and like shocked and amazed that you can be invisible.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Lyra, like, after standing there for like a second, like opens her eyes again. So you are like us.
I don't know what that
She's
means.
so happy.
As in investigators?
Of
Lawyers?
some degree, like I
Assistants?
said, hobby. You know, you just kind of do this for fun. I'm having a great time. Like I said, I've been hanging out with like this one old guy who's really sweet, and I'm enjoying his company. But I don't like. We were just hanging out tonight. Jonathan is like a cool like crime scene photographer, but also I guess a lawyer now.
Part-time.
Esther is just a generally cool person, if you couldn't tell.
I'm picking up on that a little bit.
Professionally.
Professionally cool.
Professionally cool.
And yeah, we just like got together for the first time in like a couple weeks, and yeah.
Got together in the club and then naturally asked Ralph what was going on, or
No, we were across the street.
Yeah, we were having pancakes
Hmm.
at 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Or soup.
the big two, as they say.
So, yeah, I guess the plan. Let's talk about a plan.
We know where
Something.
she lives. She invited us over.
Where does she live?
Over in this like real nice apartment complex down not far from the docks, I think.
Yes,
She's
it's called the
not far from the
Magna.
docks.
It's called the
We're
Magna
on them.
Gracia.
Magna
Gracia.
Gracia.
Magna Gracia.
Magna. Okay.
Some part of this plan uses Seb's contract procuring ability, I guess.
Yes.
You need another contract? I think
No, I think the one is gonna be sufficient.
me too.
I
So-
think.
If Lyra here could turn invisible, why not just
Yeah.
have Mr. Lawyer Man open the door, knock knock, Lyra slips in, no problem.
Well,
We get the info.
They don't need to open the door.
It's a weird invisibility thing. Yeah.
You can just
kind
walk
of
through
like-
walls.
I kind of like can turn like a ghost type situation. Pretty fun. Yeah, you know. It's great. Anyway,
Changed a lot in the
So-
last 3 weeks.
listen, you guys, you don't understand. I can't do anything. I can't talk to anybody. You guys know the
You seem to be in a
situation.
great mood.
You guys know the situation with Gerard. Like, I can't. He doesn't know anything. And
We call him G, by the way. You could just don't
I've
worry
been
about
calling him Gerard because when I call him G, it's more of a reminder, and I call him
Okay.
Gerard.
But-
Or Mr. Whitaker
Well,
when
this
I'm
is
talking to
new
the...
information to me.
Yeah.
Me
but
too.
anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, Sebastian, that's mainly it. Like we've come into contact with a lot of people like us, like you. There are a lot of people in this city that can do stuff that normal humans shouldn't be able to do. And some of them, like this Gerard guy, are nice, pleasant people. Some of them, not so much. So
Yeah,
that's, I think,
wanted
what
to-
we're looking for here, to see what camp this lady may or may not fall into.
But the contract thing seems pretty benign, so hopefully not too much to worry about there.
Yeah, I don't know if you're... Like, I clearly am in a really good mood tonight, and there's just sharing, like, there's no tomorrow. But, Sebastian, if you'd like to share anything, if there's any useful information or any ability that you have as we're making this plan,
is like a safe space or whatever.
Yeah. And we're like cool.
This is like a safe space for whatever.
In an alleyway. I've just turned invisible.
Circle of trust.
Circle of trust.
They say.
We're in the circle of trust right now, yes.
I'm not much for sharing, but
It's fair.
frankly, I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about. All of this invisible stuff is. You guys said you needed a fake contract, and I got you a fake contract.
Just her.
Yeah, it's just me, and I'm sorry. Like, if it wasn't clear, I haven't been around like my friends for a bit, and I'm a little antsy, and I'm usually way more like laid back than this. But yeah, I just drank like 3 cups of black coffee, and I'm a little wired. So.
Those pancakes are burning a hole in her stomach.
But what I wanted to say, I'm thinking about this lady, Melanie, okay? Taking into account what we know about her is that she seemingly talked to a guy and he immediately killed himself. And she lives near the water. She's a singer.
And when I was talking to her on the phone, like, she seemed nervous a little bit. Like, there was something there where she really didn't want to meet up. I feel like she's cautious about something, or is at least suspicious that somebody's on her trail. So, like, I feel like we got to be careful and poking around a bit.
I also think that generally we need to just be careful about... I think we need to be careful because I think she's probably an incredibly persuasive person in some capacity.
Careful's really not our style.
Yeah, I know, but like not careful as in like, I mean, we can go in there like guns blazing, but what I mean by careful is like what I mean.
We don't
by
have
careful,
guns.
Yeah, no,
just
sorry,
clarify.
just the phrase, just the phrase.
Escher's gonna like lean over to Lyra and be like, "We just met this guy. Like,
I am
cool.
I am wired, dude.
Yeah, well, chill a little bit."
We just watch your heads. Be careful of what you don't like. Just think about. I'm worried about her. I'm worried that she's gonna be able to convince us to, walk off a pier with concrete tied to our shoes.
Okay, this is why I think we shouldn't all go in there.
Well, I will go sneaky. You can do that.
Well, yeah. What do you think, Escher? What should be our plan? You've been
No.
Hey, I'm trying.
It's my problem to figure out the plan.
I'm not putting you on the spot in charge. Just wondering if you have any other ideas, because I agree, 4 of us just barging in, probably not the best.
Well, Sebastian, I couldn't help but notice that you and I are similar in that you're wearing all black. I don't know if that's indicative of being a pianist, but how are you at like sneaking?
Pretty good.
Yeah? All right. Well, there we go. Me and Sebastian sneak in the back.
Where we go?
Yeah, where are we going? You jumped a train of thought.
I'm sure that listen, this place sounds fancy. I'm sure there's a balcony. I'm sure there's something overlooking the water. So we sneak up on the balcony. We get in. You guys distract her from the front. We grab the deed. You get her to sign whatever this fake contract is, and poof, we're out.
Just
foolproof.
One little question there. She did say she was on the 10th floor.
Yeah, but I've climbed to the 22nd floor before.
Yeah, but it has Sebastian.
Certainly not.
Okay. That's
well, how are you at climbing?
Not as good as I am at sneaking.
Okay. Well, you can use the stairs and they can take the elevator.
Do we all have to go?
What, Escher? We're a team. We can't know. We're not just throwing people at this crazy lady. Um, but
Don't all
we
have to go.
could-
You're right.
If you have somewhere else to be, I'm happy to. If you need to go, if you need to go elsewhere, we can definitely take care of this.
I'm not saying I need to go somewhere else. Not that I would have anything to do with my Saturday night after getting out of the diner at 9 p.m. But I'm just saying I don't know if it's a good idea for all four of us to be in the vicinity of the power of this woman that made a man drive his car off the dock in some mental or physical controlling capacity.
That is fair.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
All right, good. That's a good point. Listen, I'm just trying to brainstorm here. I don't know.
now I'm a little scared of going to meet her.
Well, I think
I
you
feel
should
like I
go
should've-
in because you're the one who talked to her. She knows your voice. You're the lawyer with the fake genie contracts, and Lyra can climb the building.
Yeah, I can. That I can do.
And Sebastian, who's coming with us for some reason, and I can wait outside. And if anything feels weird, you let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Asher, you came up with a great plan.
Yeah, well, things started to feel a little dire. And I don't want to go in that lady's apartment. She's not going to believe I'm a lawyer.
So it sounds like you all have a plan.
Well, Sebastian, what's your last name?
It's a good question.
Too personal for
'Cause it's
you?
like what is it like Keely and what like you guys are totally like partners, right? So like what's the name? What's the business card?
Wait, I'm a partner now?
Yeah.
It could be a fake name. This never occurs
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Jonathan, but you could use a fake
But
name.
Jonathan introduced
Oh.
himself because he does that. So
Wait,
it's-
so
I
you
mean, I
want to
like to
know
meet
my
people.
fake lawyer name? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Yes.
the spirit.
Well, I feel like most lawyers are named something like Mark or Jeff or something like that.
Yeah, but your last
Jeff.
name.
Oh.
Like Sanders, maybe?
Sure, Mark Sanders. That's open.
Killing
Sanders and
Okay.
Keeley. Or wait, no, what's your fake lawyer name? We need to.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan,
I'm pretty sure he's stuck
I'm-
with the
I'm
three
sticking
at
with
this
it.
point.
Mhm,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Who's saying Jonathan Keeley's my actual name?
Jonathan,
point.
don't do that to me right now.
I was just going based off of every single other thing you guys have told me in the last 3 minutes being
Yeah,
Yankees,
Everything we've got off of for the last 2 months of being friends, also. So
I'm gonna die. You guys are killing me. Okay. Sanders and Keeley law firm reporting for duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Colonel Sanders Esquire.
Okay. So.
Melissa says Mark Jeff is his full name.
Mark Jeff is his full name.
He's a lawyer.
Oh man, we gotta get to this lady's house. We're gonna be here all night.
We
Because
sure
something bad
are.
is gonna happen when we get there. Like all of this terrible karma that like we're building is gonna come crashing down.
What terrible karma! We came up with a great plan.
kidding?
We
Lyra's,
made
like,
Rich laugh a
Yelling
lot.
her
What else
secret
did you
secret over the
ask?
alleyway, there's definitely
did.
consequences to
did.
that.
You've made me laugh a lot. It's delightful. So as you're all like standing in the alley figuring out your plan, and we've got our fake contract here. We've got our story tag of a fake contract. We have our false names and real names that are potentially false. We have a plan of approach. So does the scene shift and we see a lot of you like out in front of this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that, yeah, as the scene fades to black, we open back up again and we catch, like, we hear the sound, the distinctive, like, lapping of the water on the shoreline. This apartment, kind of high rise, right on the kind of edge of the docks district, the warehouses and dive bars of the expedition from weeks ago, like, many blocks away. Is this is like a little area of the docks that are being that have some money infused into them, right? And so we see this kind of 15-story building standing on the waterfront, the new facade on it, fluorescent lights mixed in amidst the cascade of kind of neon coming off the street signs and the stoplights and the bodegas on the street below. And so, yeah, we see the four of you kind of standing out in the street in front of it, the rain falling like ever so lightly, the sign out in front, Magna Graecia, apartments for rent. I think that inside the like main front doors of the lobby, you guys can see like a door hop, a doorman.
I think like
All right.
before they even like get too close, I think like Lyra, like, there's probably like some sort of lighting. I assume this is a fancy place. There's probably like lights along the side of the, you know, walkway and
Mm-hmm.
what did you say? Do you know exactly where her apartment is, Jonathan?
Yeah, 10th floor, 10th apartment, I think.
10C.
10C.
10C. Okay.
How are we gonna know which one that is from the outside?
I think I'm just gonna like look for her, I guess. Just get on the 10th floor and just take a stroll. Um,
And then Sebastian, when we're in there, any questions about the club, I'll defer to you. You lay down anything like all the realistic stuff about like what this club is, and then I'll handle anything of the snooping around for the maybe murder.
Wait, is he going in with you
Sure.
now? I'm standing
I mean,
outside by
we're-
myself.
You're gonna leave me without my partner?
Sanders and Keeley.
Of course.
What,
Yeah, you
what
got
is
the-
without Sanders?
You got the lawyer
Establish.
mumbo jumbo. I'll take the club.
yeah, man, I like
And then-
this.
And then we have Escher as a secret weapon outside. If anything's going wrong, boom, save the day.
Yes.
Yeah, with all my weapon abilities. Yeah. I don't have
Hey.
any weapon abilities.
Hey, you know what I learned? Knowing is half the battle, and Escher knows stuff.
I do.
Yeah. Knowledge is power.
Yeah,
Better drinks and they know things.
The pen is mightier
Uh,
than the sword.
Escher has done a little bit of drinking, though not enough tonight, maybe. But anyway,
They were about to ask Ralph for a whiskey, but we seem to be in a hurry. So
okay. So the group of you are kind of standing out here. So is this how you want to proceed?
Yeah, Lyra's like gonna split off and try and like just full sneak it through. Find a balcony, sneak it.
Okay. So I think we
Bop
see
it.
Lyra like
Sneak.
break away from the group and start heading down like an alley around the side. I think it's one of these like, it's kind of wide enough for a pair of cars in either direction. It leads to like a parking garage and back. So Lyra, it sounds like, is going to be trying to sneak up to the upper floors of the apartment and then try to figure out which one is hers from the outside. Is that correct?
I mean, inside or outside, I think either she's like it's probably not going to be it's not going to be clear from the outside. So I think that she'll get up to the 10th floor and then kind of, just,
Okay.
yeah, wraith
Even
herself
better.
into the hallway.
All right, I'm just trying to establish. So, like, you're probably then like following them invisible. Is that the story?
Yeah.
Or are you like staying with them as you're not visible? Okay.
yeah, that
And
makes sense.
So, Jonathan and Sebastian are gonna head right in through the front door. And Escher, is there anything you want to do before we move away from you, standing out here on the street?
nope.
Okay.
Just gonna remind everybody to be cool.
I think Lyra, like,
Especially Jonathan.
like breathes out and like her form like fades as she breathes out. Cool.
Sebastian, like, okay. So Sebastian and Jonathan, the pair of you, begin walking away from Escher, right? I think we hear the like slight slapping of the footsteps of Lyra next to you before like even those fade away after a moment. And yeah, the camera kind of pulling out in front of you as you walk away. Escher in the background, just leaning cool AF up against the light post. And yeah, as we pitch back around, the pair of you approach the front door. I think you see the doorman inside, like pulling the door open for the lot of you. As you come striding into the lobby, and this fellow is like, good evening, good evening. How are you two doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Heading up to the 10th floor.
You visiting a guest?
Yes, sir. Melanie.
I think we see his expression change immediately. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to let you up there.
Excuse me? I mean, she invited us up. We've got, papers for her to sign.
No. Nope, not gonna happen tonight, pal. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to pick it up tomorrow during business hours. One of her roommates phoned down here and said that she was being harassed and hassled by prank callers earlier this evening, and that somebody was threatening to come down here. You're gonna have to leave right now.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but this is coming from. I'm a lawyer, you know. I gotta get up there in this, and you're just gonna say I can't. Like, these papers got to be signed tonight.
That's correct. If you got some kind of legal issues and you want to maybe send some angry letters or whatever, you could do that to my boss. I am just a doorman, and I get paid a shitty wage to police who comes in and out of this door. So you have come in. Now you will go out.
Look, I totally get it. I'm just gonna give her a little call, and then I flip my phone open and call her, just like still within earshot of the guy, just so I can be like, I just want to verify.
And I think he looks to you at this point, Sebastian, like, your friend here is on the phone, and I don't want to be rude, but you're gonna have to tell him to leave.
I think we'll get this all sorted out, no problem. I do believe that we are expected.
And I think he sighs, and it's at this point that Lyra, you're here invisible with them. What are you doing? Are you just gonna wait?
No, I think she like.
No.
No, I think she like taps Jonathan on the shoulder, just as like a hey, I'm going, and like is gonna try and like head upstairs. Just go for it.
Okay, excellent. So you're gonna go upstairs for 10C. So I think I'm gonna have you make a sneak around roll.
Okay. I can hopefully do this. It's probably not dark in here.
Nope. It's
The
not.
lobby of
It's a
this
very
building.
well lit lobby.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I'm invisible and incorporeal.
Mm-hmm.
Stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm not climbing.
Nope.
So that's not a thing. Can I use my awareness of power to try and like hone in on this lady?
I think no. I think that's a good reach, but no, I don't think that fits.
Okay.
for
All
a
right.
sneak.
I don't think nimble because I'm really not like. Yeah, I think that's probably it.
So you're rolling with 3. There is a story tag at play which is inhibiting you, which is going to be a -2 to your roll.
Oh, okay.
She has mind power.
Yeah, she's got like, oh no. And no.
Essentially, what's happening here, just to be like for total clarification for you guys as players, there's a custom move in the environment itself, which is a state-of-the-art security system that is a story tag of 2 that like essentially like envelops this place, right? So despite being invisible and insubstantial, there are all manner of security things in this building that might f you up on this roll. So I think you're rolling a sneak around with the power of +1.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
I still think it's mind power.
It got complicated. So
Yeah.
you managed to succeed, but got it. Okay, got it. I'm making a note of this. So just to as we cut back, Escher, you're hanging out outside. You're good to go. Okay.
Nothing's happened yet. Yeah.
Just checking in. As we cut back to the lobby, while Lyra kind of like walking invisible and Wraith like past them, goes for probably the stairs, the stairwell, and slips like insubstantial through the door and begins her way up. We cut back to the lobby where we have Jonathan and Sebastian kind of talking to this doorman. And as you like ring the number, Jonathan, the phone is just like ringing. It's just ringing. It's ringing. And then I think we hear the like click and it goes to voicemail. And I think, yeah, you hear the voice like, you've reached the number of Melanie Potsdam. I'm not available. Please leave a message.
Melanie, look, must have missed you. This is Jonathan Keeley, the lawyer from earlier. Listen, you must be having a busy night. We'll be in touch, all right? Call me if you can. We're in the area right now. If you want me to come up, we'll come on up. If I don't get a call, we'll find you tomorrow, I suppose.
And I think it's at this point, Sebastian, as Jonathan is like talking into this phone, you see the doorman like he sighs and he reaches into his own pocket and takes the phone out and begins like texting on it.
Who are you talking to there?
I don't see how that's much of your business. I am merely waiting for your friend to complete his phone call so I can escort you out.
Escort us up, right, to the 10th floor?
Actually, I said out. They are similar sounding words, but I was referring to the door from whence you entered.
Oh my goodness. What does the doorman look like again? Did you describe him?
No, not at all.
I
Why
need
would
to
I have
picture
done
him
that?
in my head.
I think he's like a real scrawny kid with like a big bulging Adam's
Yep.
apple and like a big hawk nose, you know. His hair, like he thinks it's cool, but it's mostly shaggy and frumpy looking, and then he's wearing like a crappy uniform, you know.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Shoes are a little pleathery, you know what I mean? And I think he's just like, I don't get paid very well, and I have no desire to call the authorities, but you gentlemen do not live here, and you do not have permission to head into the building.
Omar is eating your spider plant, Rich. by the
Yeah.
way.
I was just mentioning.
Spider plant is the worst. He's dedicated to ruining that spider
gonna
plant.
Yeah,
get
he is. He's gonna.
Come on, man. The sky.
Oh, that was really great.
I do think, like, as he's saying that, I'm gonna, Sebastian's gonna go over. I guess not go over. He's still there, but he's like, listen, man, I get it. We're all just part of the little cogs in the system. I certainly know how it is to be underpaid. We mean no trouble for you. We're just here on business.
Are you trying to convince him
I don't know.
otherwise? Is that what's happening here?
Well, I think I am, but
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, so I think that,
Yeah.
like, just to talk it through for your sake, right, the real interesting point of this game is that, like, I don't make any moves, right? I mostly just respond to stuff you do. So the notion of, like, you making the convince roll, obviously, like, you might be able to convince him. He might not want to do what you ask, in which case you'll apply a status to him. You still, like, put him in a negative state, right? But if you fail the roll, you put yourselves at risk, right? Anytime you guys throw the dice, you create risk. So, yeah, you tell me. You want to try to convince him?
So tell me what makes more sense. If I could either hypothetically convince him to let us do this,
Mm-hmm.
or I could potentially just want him to let us up. Is that a thing I can do? You tell me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely convinces the move that we use here, no matter what. I think that you could potentially go toe to toe, in which case that would be more like overt. I am gonna just puppet you and make you do this thing, whether like you want to or not. In which case, I'd even say hit with all you've got, because he doesn't know this is coming, right? If you're really trying to like take control of his mind in a sense and like puppet him in a way. So you tell me.
Well, to full clarity, I'm trying to not do that, but also like I will do that if he doesn't.
So I think
Yeah.
it's a
Let us up.
convince. I think it's a convince roll with potential escalation if he doesn't do what you want.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Listen
So
there.
we're gonna take a look at your sheet and see what do we have as you like saying to him to convince him. What do you got that's relevant here?
Not
I
a
think
lot.
that I think that first subversion tag of player in the shadows might have some helpfulness here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make you do this, but I will make you do this.
Well, and I think, yeah, I think that like for sure. Gosh, I don't know. I think like Sebastian's gonna like try to, convince him along the lines of that, like there are bigger fish to fry here. Like this
Yeah.
is not, this is not like the end all be all. We're not trying
Oh,
to
like Iggy did
cause,
that to
like, the
me
whole
once.
thing.
Yeah.
Bigger fish to fry. Other
Useless.
things are much more important than not letting us up to the 10th floor.
I agree. So that's the art of misdirection?
I think so.
Yep, I'm with you. Yep.
And gosh, there is not much else there for the
It's
convince
tough.
portion of it.
I know it's tough. What about shifting the spotlight? Does that fit here? As you're not really, because you're not like shifting it to
To
anyone
who?
specifically.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it.
Okay. Okay, go for it. So you're gonna roll. We're gonna unclick your weakness tag from before. So you're basically just rolling a convince roll with the power of +1.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, 7. 7. So that's a soft hit. You could threaten him with like a relevant status of like a tier 1 kind of status. So in other words, if he doesn't let you up, what's gonna get in his head?
yeah.
What it,
I think like if he doesn't, I think I'm gonna put him like some sort of like fear of power or like fear of like he's going to be scared if he does not let us up.
Okay, so repercussions, right? It's like like a fear of the repercussions. Okay. I think that he takes that status as I think he's like, listen, I understand where you are coming from, but also I have been told explicitly that you would be coming here and I was not to let you up. So I realize I might be putting myself in trouble, but I would do anything to make this right for her.
I think I'm gonna. I think Sebastian like looks over at Jonathan as like a.
And
And Jonathan, I think you've just finished your voicemail, right? As he's
Yeah.
like looking over at you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to make it do like a nod at Sebastian, letting him know that like this isn't the only way up. Like we don't need to push this guy if we, like there's no need. He's a kid. He's working. If it seems like he's really not going to let us in, then just kind of give him a head nod of like we can go outside and regroup and figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think like Sebastian takes that, does not continue further escalating, and is like, "Thank you very much. What's your name again? I think I missed it before."
Me? My name? My name's Devin.
All right, thanks, Devin. I'm sure we'll be seeing you real soon.
Oh yeah, I'm certain.
I think as we walk out the front door, Jonathan crams like a crumpled dollar bill into like Devin's shirt pocket or suit pocket, just as like a little tip.
He's like pulling it out, staring at the dollar bill as the pair of you walk out. Meanwhile, I think we smash cut to Lyra, invisible, insubstantial, like moving up the stairs. And I think you're at about like the 7th or 8th floor when you hear like ka-chunk, the door above you open and footsteps coming down the stairs. And I think it's that of like somebody coming quickly, right, taking stairs a couple at a time. And I think you have a moment of like, oh shit, there's two people coming down the stairs, these younger looking women, one of them with their hair in like blonde kind of ponytail. The other one, her hair is like up in this kind of bun, wearing like a sweatshirt. The other one is in like yoga pants and like a tank top. The pair of them, like, as they're coming down the staircase, I think you're like, "Ooh," and trying to like make sure you're fully insubstantial. But as they pass through the space you're in, I think one of them like bumps you. Like you materialize a little bit as you're like so anxious about like being spotted, and they like kind of they stop. The girl with like the blonde ponytail like stops, like what was that? The other one's like eyes narrow, like peering out a little bit, and I think that you just hear her be like, I don't know. Let's find out. And she like turns looking back up the stairs like, show yourself. And I think that we hear the voice like echo in like the concrete of the hallway in the stairwell for a minute. And I need you to face danger.
Oh.
Shit!
Whoa.
No! Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh. So what am I like? Am I just being like compelled to do this, or like?
Yes. I'm essentially trying to hit you with the status. I'm like effectively what's happening here is they're using. I'm doing like an MC intrusion. They're using a move against you to apply a status to you.
Okay.
And so you're gonna roll to face danger and not take this status.
Okay.
And so yeah, what do you have to like face danger against this intrusion into your mind to try to get you to do what
Impenetrable
you want?
mind.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. That one feels very appropriate. Yeah.
Um. Am I still invisible and incorporeal though? That was just kind of like a snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man. I guess like this is kind of defensive. She's not really like.
No, it's explicitly defensive. Yeah.
Yeah. um. I don't know, like if stealthy would work because I'm still like trying to like hide from
Be
them.
evasive.
Yeah.
Or has that already not worked?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it doesn't work because they know you're here. Yeah.
Okay. Then I feel like that's probably it.
Okay. So you're gonna roll the face danger with the power of 3.
Okay.
Impenetrable mind, invisibility,
Ooh.
incorporeal.
Yes.
Great success.
Get out of here.
I think there's like this musical quality to this voice as it like echoes through the place, and you steel your mind against it. Your impenetrable mind, like you feel this tugging at you for a second of like, oh, I should, and then you're like, what? Like immediately realizing like no. And I think these pair of girls like stand there looking for a moment, and like the blonde's like, must have been nothing. And the other one's like, I don't know. And the blonde's like, Melanie said that we need to get down and deal with these two. Come on, let's go.
Oh shoot.
And so the blonde's like, all right. And they
Okay.
turn and quickly start like darting back down.
Okay,
the stairs
in that
towards you.
moment, I whip my phone out and I like text Jonathan quick, and I'm like, "There's 2 girls coming for you guys."
Okay, so we cut back to Escher leaning on the light pole. Cool AF.
Sorry, I text the group chat. For sure.
Okay, I was
Sure.
about to be like, I'm not getting the text. So I
I
don't know why
text.
it's coming to
Yeah,
me.
Lyra definitely like the first thing that is up is like the group chat from them like planning on when they're gonna meet at the diner and everything like that.
Oh no, I definitely was going to Escher because you didn't know. Escher, I think you see the front door open as Jonathan and Sebastian are headed back out. Of the front door.
I'm not crossing the street. They gotta come to me. I am
Oh.
not exposing. I am not
Fair.
exposing my presence to the
Sure.
the poor doorman guy,
Sure.
Devin.
Devin.
He's just doing his job. I get it.
Swing and a miss, Escher. He's the real tough kid.
Well, that doesn't bode well.
I mean, I didn't want to have to do it as like our first option, but like I could fly up there.
I'm sorry, you can do what now?
I got wings. I can fly. I can like turn into like a big monster with like glowing red eyes and big old wings, and I can fly up there.
Can you fly, Sebastian?
Of course
Do you know how
I
to
can't fly. No.
Of course.
I mean, I can probably grab one of you twos, but not both of yous.
I don't think you need to grab either of us.
What are you grabbing us for? What are we doing? We're flying back?
I don't think the law offices of Sanders and Keeley should appear on the balcony claiming to be lawyers. So
I think we might be past the lawyers part. I don't.
Well, that's exactly my point.
Yeah, it sounds like the guy down there. Basically, what we encountered. I think she is ghosting us or ghosting me in the worst way. Straight up told him not to let us up. Did not answer my call. I don't know.
Completely ignored my joke, but
I think it probably didn't land on Jonathan.
So, Sebastian, you can't fly, you can't go invisible. What can you do besides produce
Contracts.
strange contracts?
It's a contract.
Pretty good on the keys.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that other people could do these things like turn invisible or fly around as giant red beasts and whatnot.
It's like half the city that can do this.
No shit, really.
Yeah, we've got a couple more friends that we know are like us.
Yeah.
Like us. That means you can do something too?
I can do something too.
Like fly or turn into a beast or turn invisible and walk through walls?
Nope. None of those things.
Okay, well.
Can't even produce a fake contract.
Yeah. Props to you for keeping it under wraps. Seems like a normal thing to do when meeting a new person right away.
Yeah, exactly.
I make friends. I mean, I'm open and honest with people.
Mm-hmm.
To a fault, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, Devin wasn't buying anything we had to sell.
Well, Jonathan, you gonna...
I mean, Lyra made it in. I know that. I felt a tap on my shoulder. I'm going through. You guys handle this. So one of us is in there. I don't know. I mean, do you want me to fly up to the balcony and go in the back route, kind of double up?
Flank attack.
Flank them.
I think Lyra sends a second message, and it's like there's a lot of them.
I think that as you guys are standing here talking about the approach from all angles, the first text comes in. There's two girls coming down.
Oh,
not good. not a good thing.
Seems like all of your phones just buzzed.
It sounds like she's sending down people to meet us, and it doesn't sound pleasant. Like they're not escorting us back up. They're escorting us to hell, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think you probably want to get in the air, now.
Well, best of luck down here to you guys. And then I think, Sebastian, you do see me like grow an extra like foot and a half, and then these giant wings burst out of my back, and I think I'm gonna try to just shoot straight up in the air.
Yes.
Yeah, you just do it. You don't even that's not even a roll. At this point, you see Jonathan step back. The trench coat becomes a pair of wings, his eyes glowing red. This enormous, like 7 foot tall Mothman flies away from you with this like cascade of dust just kind of falling, illuminating the many hues of neon light as it falls around you, you know? And while we watch like Sebastian's gaze trailing up as Jonathan like flies until he's the size of like a moth kind of flapping around the edge of the building, right? We see the front door, I think, of the apartment buildings open, and these two girls, right? The brunette with their hair in the bun, the blonde and the ponytail, like standing, and they're like peering around, and I think their eyes like pause, lingering on the pair of you under
We
the
should,
street
we should walk.
lamp.
We should walk.
Not
We
the-
should walk right now.
Not the winged beast up in the air. They're no.
They don't see him. We're walking. We're walking.
Right. Yes, all right, let's go.
We're walking.
Are the two of you trying to walk away?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
I don't.
No? Do you want to
honestly,
stand there?
I don't know. I don't think Sebastian is. I think like I don't know. I feel like wow, that's so mad.
So good.
Like Lyra's in the
Look,
building,
your
trying to do
character
stuff,
wants
trying to
to.
save the club. Or Jonathan's freaking in the air, wings ablaze, ready to like help with this club, and like Sebastian's just like sitting here on the ground, just like, what the hell? I can't even contribute anything to this. I'm not just gonna
Yeah,
walk
well,
away.
It's not gonna be useful if we get caught.
And I think like Sebastian is gonna go start to walk back towards the door, towards where the two people are coming from.
Escher like turns to dip and starts like it's just like just walk away, and I
No.
think Escher we see turn and like Sebastian's just standing there having this moment of crisis, right? Of like,
Escher.
what do I do? Like I just met these people. This club is like my life, my livelihood, and so as you glance back, Escher, you see the black suited figure of Jonathan walking towards this pair of girls that
You mean
are
Sebastian.
approaching.
Oh, Sebastian.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
Jonathan's
Oh,
got the
yes.
wings. Yeah.
yes.
Wow, you don't even have
Ezra,
the
you're
Agents
never gonna find
Anderson
another
this week.
person that's like, yeah, let's just be cool and not cause.
So I think that with that, I think we cut for a moment to Lyra. After you send the second text in the stairwell, what do you want to do?
I think she wipes the cartoonish drop of sweat off of her forehead and starts keeps going up the stairs.
Okay, and so
Try.
you emerge on the 10th floor, like stepping through the doorway, looking around. You see the door to 10C, the apartment 10C on the one hallway.
Okay.
Yep.
I walk through the door.
Okay, I think that your entering this place will warrant an additional sneak around roll, as the entering of the actual apartment itself is going to be its own animal.
Interesting. All right. Well, invisible and uncorporeal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if stealthy.
Yeah, stealthy fits. Yep.
I don't know if heightened senses or sees that which is hidden. Like if there's anything that's like
Heightened senses I'll give you here, as you're like listening and watching and like make sure this is very like close quarters kind of stealth.
okay. All right. I feel like that's probably it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go for it. Sneak around.
All right.
Sneak
With a
around.
power of
Sneak
3.
around.
Hey.
Oh, with a
Get
power
Sneaky.
of 4. So you slip through the door into the apartment. I think as soon as you kind of emerge on the other side, there's this similar dim lighting reminiscent of the jazz club itself. I think the sounds of like music fill the room. You hear a voice singing low and mournful, as it were. And I think that it's here that we cut to Jonathan as you make your flight up towards the building. What's your plan here?
I think, I mean, he's definitely going to try to find where that the apartment is. Not knowing from the outside will be a little tougher. So I think, I think he's flying around trying to see if he can spot either the woman or Lyra. Like if Lyra has kind of reappeared, so he's just like doing laps around the building, trying to hone in on which apartment window is the correct one.
Okay, excellent. I think like to that end, as you circle around the building like twice, right? I think that you spot on the 10th floor this woman. You see her standing there, Melanie, with like her spiky kind of black hair. She's out on the balcony, the like door open to the back as she's like standing with her hands on the rail, kind of like singing out into the night.
Ooh, singing. I'm scared, but
Yeah.
I think
Be scared. Be afraid. These bitches be sirens.
but I think he's gonna go for it. He's really mad that she didn't let her up. I think I'm trying to figure out which exact move this might be, but I think Jonathan wants to like land on her balcony right next to her. Not like physically harm her, but make a big show of it, like a big intimidating kind of "you've been dodging my calls" kind of a thing.
It's either take the risk, which is just like you doing something dramatic and like being awesome about it. And if you fail, something bad might happen. Unless like there's a specific like you're trying to like do something or create a status or create anything.
No, I think take the risk is what I was looking at
Okay.
because I don't think it's as much changed the game or like
Yep.
trying to help out Lyra. I think it is just a risky move.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll use take the risk.
Yeah, we don't use take the risk a lot, I noticed, and it's because like there's no like mechanical result to it really. It's just about like when you do crazy dramatic shit, like to not get like end up in the boiler pot afterwards, you know. But okay, yeah, take the risk. What do we have? What are the techs?
I definitely think. I mean, I'm using my giant wings
Yes.
because I'm there, and nimble as a fox because I think
Yes.
I'm making a big show of just landing and let's see, and then what else? Maybe the only other thing I can think of is maybe like snooping around.
I was gonna say I
Yeah,
would
okay.
give you snooping around. I think that totally fits. Yep.
Cool. And then could I pull on the crew theme of approach from all angles?
Yes, for sure.
Do that
Yeah.
as well.
So we're gonna end up burning that tag, but yeah, approach from all angles absolutely fits.
Okay.
So you're rolling with the power of 4.
Power of 4.
Nice.
I think we were supposed to
Take
advance our crew thing, by the way.
Risk. We are.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Whoops. Who's in charge of this? 9. That's a
Okay.
mild success. That was tight. Hard bargain or an ugly choice. Okay, I think that as you come like landing here, I think the hard bargain is that or an ugly choice. Okay, either I think that the hard bargain is like the force and drama of your landing is such that you either blow out the whole plate glass window of the door or there's like somebody standing here with her that you didn't notice on approach.
Ooh. I
It's an
think
ugly choice.
let's blow out the window.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So as you like land, the mass of your wings is like the wings like snapping it around you. I think one of them probably like clips the glass, and the glass is like Lyra, you've just like entered the apartment. You're like peering around everywhere. You hear the music like emanating from the back of the room. You see the silhouette of this woman's shoulders standing like looking out over the water, and then you just see the shadow drop into the balcony as there's like and glass comes like spraying back into the apartment itself. And I think that it's in the midst of this that the scene cuts to Sebastian like stepping out into the street towards this
Stepping
pair
out.
of young ladies stepping out. Sebastian, I think that the blonde is just like are you the lawyer, Keeley?
Keely's my partner. He's well, in the wind, as they say. I'm Sebastian. Sebastian Sanders. of Keelian standards. Sometimes I go by Mark, but it depends. And who are you?
Sometimes I go by Mark. I think that they like kind of look at you and oops, what did I do here? I dropped my notes. I wrote all these names down. I swear I did. Right, here I am. Right. I think that one of them is like the blonde is like, I'm Alex. This is Brienne. So you two are here for Ralph from the club owner?
The very same, yes.
And I think that the other one, Brienne, like just kind of shakes her head and she's like, let me tell you a story, Sebastian. You came here thinking that you had some important business, but you don't. You don't have any important business at all. You were mistaken. You got your addresses mixed up. And you're going to take whatever paperwork it is that you brought here for Melanie and crumple it up and throw it away and go home. What do you think about that idea? And I think Alex is like, starts humming. Is like, goodbye. She's like,
jerk.
wait. And I think that like as Alex is like humming, the other one's like, Brienne's just like, do you like that story?
Oh my god.
I'll admit it's not my favorite tale, but it seems that you're also a purveyor of the musical arts, if you will. Let me tell you a different story. One that is potentially quite shocking. The story goes a little like this. You two are going to take me and my partner up to the 10th floor, into apartment C, where we're going to have a conversation with Miss Melanie.
Ooh, that rhymed.
And I think that Melanie's going to sign the papers, give the club back over to Ralph, and then you two can head off into the night. You like that story?
And I think as Alex is like humming, like watching you intently, Brienne like just shakes her head like, not one bit. Not one bit. You made a mistake. We could have done it the easy way.
Did I?
I think so. I think so.
What was my mistake? Alex, what was
Oh
it?
boy.
Haven't warmed up yet tonight. And so I think that with that, as she like clears her throat, we hear like in the distance, Escher, you like glance up from where you are, and I think you see around the corner of the building the sight of like a swooping Jonathan, like a freaking bird of prey, as he drops down into the balcony, and you hear this distinct like, as like the glass breaks up.
Yeah,
Like
that's
shrinking further into the darkness.
And I just want to jump back to you, Adam, for a minute. Are you trying to do something as they're like beginning to like escalate their resistance? Is the idea here? What are you trying to do something to affect them?
So, again, tell me if this is too much. I think I would like
Nope.
to kind of reach into my bag
Mm-hmm.
and kind of grab hold of my lamp.
Uh-huh.
Yes!
And
Uh-huh.
I think I am going to attempt to change the game from the mechanic side. And I think I'd like both of them to just walk away into the night while I walk up to the 10th floor of this apartment.
Okay, excellent.
I'm really gonna ask
Excellent.
when you said reach into my bag. I was gonna be like, and pull out your lamp.
Yes.
So I think we see Sebastian like reach down into his bag and he pulls out, and we see what exactly does this lamp look like?
Yeah, so like a typical, I mean, it just looks like a very normal like concert pianist lamp that you would like,
Mm-hmm.
it has kind of the, it has the lights that would go for it. It looks very,
Yep.
very normal.
Yep.
And I think like he carries it around everywhere. He's still very unsure of like what it does, but like this is clearly like a
So
dicey situation that he is trying to get out of.
got it. Asher, you see Sebastian like lift this lamp up out of his bag, clutching it in one hand as you're now. I think that, so change the game, what it does is it gives us juice that we can spend to create like story tags, but you directly want to affect these two people. So I think this is actually a hit with all you've got.
Okay.
You're going to be rolling hit with all you've got against them. It's the same result. Like you want them to take you up, right? You're trying to like manipulate them. So what do we got? Which power tags here?
Grant's wishes.
Indeed.
Seems like it fits.
Yeah.
I think potentially it's just a lamp in the sense that I don't think that they know, and maybe they do, but I don't think that they know like what I'm trying to do with this lamp.
They have no idea what you're trying to do. They're like looking at this lamp, and that almost like lowers their defenses. They're like,
Yeah.
is this guy handicapped? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
what's going on here? Did this like poor damaged person like show up here with a lamp talking about being a lawyer because like he found this in the garbage? What's happening here? Yeah. Okay.
And then unknown power, I think as well. Like I think even Sebastian has no idea if this is like something that he can even do.
Yep.
Any other power tags?
I'm going to give you the talent off your Piano Man routine
Okay.
as you're dealing with a couple of singers.
Okay. Nothing from there makes sense. Nothing from there makes sense. Yeah, I think it's just those. I guess that's 4.
Yep, that will be 4, and I am going to hit you with this weakness tag of out of tune as you're drawing on the power of the lamp.
Yep. And so it's a hit with all you've got.
Let's call it go toe to toe.
Go toe-to-toe.
As they're like, because this is like a sort of a social interaction, right? And they're already braced against you, like they're pretty well poised against you. So you're gonna roll for go toe to toe. I'm just gonna pause here to say to Asher, is there anything you want to do, Asher, to like impact this? As we don't have initiative in City of Mist, right? We're all able to kind of jump into the spotlight when this happens. So Asher, you turn looking back and you see Sebastian clutching this lamp, saying to these two girls, like, I think what you're going to do is take us inside and take my partner and I up to the room so we could talk to Miss Melody and get this all sorted out. Are you going to do anything in this moment?
I don't know this guy. I just met this dude like an hour ago.
True story.
So I have no idea what he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Or what he's trying to accomplish, really, other than what he literally said out loud, which I don't even know if I can hear from where I'm standing.
I think you can, yeah.
Oh, then I haven't gotten far enough away yet. So, no, I think I do not want to get entangled.
Involved. Okay.
I do not. No one knows I'm here.
Nope.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Asher does love it that way. Okay, so with that, with the power of 3, you are rolling, Adam. Go for it. Go toe to toe. Mild success. Very nice. So choose one out of this list. You managed to achieve your goal. That's probably what you want, right?
Yeah, I want them to take me upstairs.
Okay. You managed to achieve your goal. Now, I think that what's also happening is this is a mild success, is like you feel them being like pushing, you feel their voices beginning to like kind of like layer itself in your mind. That part of you, that like musician's part of your brain that is able to like retain and hold bars of music or a chorus or a loop or the song itself. Like you feel them like kind of tapping into that. You can like very much like perceive this sense of like compulsion coming off of them. That like for a second there, they're like telling you to leave seemed very reasonable. Very reasonable. But I think as Sebastian is holding the lamp, I think we see like for a moment this flash of light from the lamp, this flicker that like it might have been just the angle that you moved it, but it wasn't. And the pair of them suddenly, like, they blink and, like, and I think that Alex is like, stops humming and is like, yes, all right, let's go back to Melanie now. And turns and starts just like walking across the street. The second one following with her.
Much better.
And so they're leading Sebastian back towards the building. Asher, are you doing anything there? Okay.
Someone is supposed to stay outside.
Sense indignation is delighting me. I just keep asking because I'm checking base.
I know.
With that, we cut back upstairs. Lyra, you're standing in the apartment. The window of glass like blasts out as Jonathan lands in the balcony. What are you doing?
I think I like see Jonathan, and I'm gonna just like let him do that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and find the deed.
Oh.
Like that's really what the goal is here.
And
Okay.
investigate.
So I think that like she's like immediately like, just looking like this lady, like she said she was like she like clearly came right back here, so maybe she put on the table, maybe like it's just like right here, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's searching.
Okay, so you're like basically like scanning through the room, searching real quickly. What do you got to try to investigate to find the deed?
I'm still staying invisible and incorporeal.
Mm-hmm.
I
I don't know if those help you investigate per se.
Guess I'm trying to like not bring attention to myself whilst
Yeah, I hear
doing
ya.
it.
Yep.
I don't know, like sees that which is hidden.
Yep, I'll give you that.
Okay.
And heightened senses.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of it.
Okay, I'm gonna make a suggestion of detect thoughts. Are you at all like reaching out to do that?
So I was thinking of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay,
she's
because
like
I think
yeah.
that's fair. I think that you can like detect thoughts to like perceive the like surface thoughts as she's thinking about it. Heightened senses sees that which is hidden. That all makes sense. I think I have to take incorporeal from you and invisible because I think those are the roles to like get you in here sneakily, but they don't apply to like the searching part of what's happening here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make an investigate roll with the power of 3.
Okay. Mildly success.
Ooh, 3 clues. What do you got?
Do I see it in the vicinity around me?
You don't. It's not out loose in the apartment.
Not out loose in the apartment. Can I read her service thoughts? What if she is thinking about where she put it, or
Yes.
like where she was in like in a previous room or something?
Yes, she, as you like, where she put it is the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Where she put it is, it's in her purse.
Do I see her purse?
Yeah, it's slung over her shoulder.
Oh
No! Put it down!
no, my goodness. All right, wonderful.
That's a perfectly normal thing to do after
it's
a
not.
hostile takeover,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely.
To stand
I'll
on the
put
balcony
my purse
with
on my
sing
shoulder
with
and
your
stand.
purse on your
Keep
shoulder.
holding it in my house.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then so I think that Lyra like her vision like zooms in on the purse, and she's gonna like slowly approach the balcony where the window is now blown out.
Yeah, and so I think that your investigation exposed you to danger, and as you're approaching the balcony, glass crunches under your feet, and her head snaps back into the room before she looks to you, Jonathan. And I think that she's just like, are you the lawyer then?
I was in the area. I thought I'd drop in.
As all lawyers do.
And I think like she takes a step back into like the corner of the balcony, the purse like conspicuously like tucked under her arm, and she's just like, what are you doing here? Who are you?
I can ask you the same question. Look, I'm somebody that's concerned with this city, all right? And I'm just out investigating something. I wanted to talk to you. Seems you don't want to talk to me, which makes me want to talk to you more.
What is it that you want to talk so badly about? Now I'm like sucking myself into Adam's voice. It's hilarious. What is it you want
Jonathan
to talk
says,
so badly about?
It's not really about the jazz club. It's more about an accident the other night. Guy died on the docks. Seems you might have been the last person to talk to him. Just want to know what you said.
I told him to strap himself into his car, drive into the water, and breathe until his lungs filled up and his brain stopped functioning.
Okay, and then he did that, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, yes, he did. People do what I ask them to do. Just like if I tell you to furl up your little wings and jump headfirst off this balcony, you will. So what's your game here, Mothman?
Like I said, I think I gotta look out for this city more than I gotta look out for me. Oh shit, I think he's gonna lunge at her and just try to like cover her mouth before she can like say anything and
Oh, shit!
Yep. Yes.
Is that how that works?
Probably not. He's not smart.
So as you lunge, okay, this is basically what's happening. We got a lot of things to track here. As you lunge, she's just like, ah! She screams at the top of her lung. This is basically triggering a custom move. It's creating a tier 3 story tag of a cacophony. And so I think as you're like heading back into the building, I think you guys are on the elevator, Sebastian, with these two ladies, and you're like halfway up. We see the number like ding from 5 to 6 as you hear this kind of like scream echoing and reverberating. Lyra, like the glass underneath your foot like shatters even more as like the scream fills up the room.
I think
And
that Lyra, as soon as she sees this lady open her mouth, is like mind fire. just as like defensively, and seeing Jonathan lunge like is like reacting to that.
Okay, so I think Jonathan's making a move to hit with all or to go toe to toe, and the question then, Lyra, is like, are you trying to go beforehand to like help him? What's happening here?
Yeah. I think that she's trying to like just, she sees what he's trying to do to like stop her, like, and knowing that this lady's like all, focusing on voice, and yeah, she's just gonna try and just stop.
Okay, and I'm just gonna check with you, Asher, out on the street. You hear a scream now echo through the night from high up on the building. Is there anything that's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably like to see the future. I don't know how much good it's going to do me because I can't really catch a person falling out of a building, if that is indeed the future.
It might be. It might well be. So the question then, Asher, is we have to go order of operations. You would act first here if you're trying to like see. What are you trying to do? You trying to make an investigate move to see the future and garner clues for things that have not yet happened?
I guess. Yeah.
Or change the game move? It's going to be hard for you to
I'd love
help
to,
them.
but like how?
I mean, you do have these phones and the texting, but yeah, that's how it would have to
It feels a
fish.
little fast for
Okay. So you're going to make an
for even
investigate
fast
move
texting.
to interrogate the future as your eyes close and you look to reach your mind out to see what has yet to transpire. What do you have to see the future, Usher?
I mean, I got all the divination tags.
All the things.
Premonitions. Predict a foe's next move. I'll give it to you. Gut sense of danger. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Other than that, I see you burned that for me. I forgot.
No problem.
Like, m- not for investigating, maybe for if I were going to act after. I was going to say a keen eye, but I think that's more in reacting than it is in um, investigating.
Okay, I got no authority figures getting in the way. I don't think
Sure
we need to
wasn't.
question your sanity. Nope, I think that's it.
Okay.
So you're making an investigate roll with the power of 3. Oh, all the 8s.
Man,
You get clues
he's.
equal to power.
Uh, well, I mean, yes, but like, so this is where it's tricky, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen yet.
Nope, but I know some things.
Oh.
So you tell me. You could save the clues to ask during the fight here.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I want to know if he's going to get thrown out this building or not, but we don't know that yet.
Nope.
Um, and I want to see what Lyra's doing, but we don't know that yet.
Nope. But I think that this is actually an interesting moment. To that end, Zed, just jump in and interrupt me if we go. I think we
Okay.
see Escher close their eyes as we see the scene unfolding where, like, Jonathan is crashing into Melanie and freaking Lyra's becoming, like, visible as, like, she's, like, reaching her hand out, burning people's brains away as she's wont to do. And Escher, you're seeing all this unfold before it happens. And then, like rewind, snapping back to actually in the room. So the question is, Taylor, are you acting before Jonathan or not?
I think so. I think
Okay,
that
and
Lyra
so are
like
you
sees
trying?
Jonathan,
Hmm.
lady's mouth open, and she's like going for it.
Okay, so you're gonna try to like change the game to set him up? Is that what's happening
Yeah,
here? Okay.
let's do
Uh,
that.
okay, go for it. So you're
All
gonna make a
right.
change the game move. You're basically like reaching out to do what to her, to Melanie?
Mind fire.
Okay.
um, and I think that I mean there's an aura of terrible power
Yep.
because
Yep.
yeah, that
Yep.
just happens. Um,
Action's sad.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's probably it. I guess she's coming out of invisible and not necessarily being stealthy. As she's screaming, does Lyra's impenetrable mind help in this?
Yes, it will, because essentially there's a story tag of Cacophony 3 that's happening, which is going to reduce 3 from the power on your roll.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah, that's going to
Oh.
be brutal. So you have an aura of terrible power. You're using your mind fire. You're going to use your impenetrable mind.
Yeah. I guess that's really it. And it doesn't matter 'cause it's -3, so. Ugh.
Straight
Uh,
roll.
yeah.
I mean, that's better than rolling at a -3.
Very
Damn
true.
right. You're damn right.
All right. Change the game, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
Hey!
Yeah!
Okay,
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
just to talk about it for a second here, you can create a story tag, something outright. I don't know that that fits here. You could burn a power or a story tag. That one feels important in this moment
It
as you're
does.
hitting her with this mind fire. You can grant or reduce her status. You could scale up the effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect. So what do you
Uh,
want to do?
yeah, I'm gonna burn. Can I just burn her tag? The
Yeah,
story
you
tag?
want to burn the cacophony?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you hit her with the mind fire, as
That's
quick as it
stupid.
started up, this like screaming cacophony of noise dies. And I think there's a moment in the elevator, Sebastian, where Alex and Brienne like they shake their heads and they kind of like glance at each other for a moment and look back to you and they're like, "What are we doing?" Ding! And the doors open as you see like the 10th floor out in front of you. Sebastian, what do you want to do here?
Are they like?
Flashing down the hall,
I was gonna
apparently.
say, yeah. Are they like saying anything to me as we're getting out of the elevator? Or are they just like,
I think that they like step out of the elevator and they turn looking back at you and they're like a little bit dazed, you know? And I think that one of them is like, "Are you the lawyer? Why did we bring you up here?"
that'll be all. Thank you, ladies. I'll go ahead and head to the room now.
And I think that Brienne is like, "You dumb bitch. We were supposed to not let them get upstairs. What did you even do?" And Alex is like, "Fuck you. I always hated you," you know, and they're like yelling back and forth at each other as we see Sebastian like take a couple of steps away, like heading
Just
to
like
the door.
slips away. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And so we will leap to Jonathan. Jonathan, the cacophony ends as you see Lyra appear, like standing in the blown out like apartment, her hand like pointed at Melody.
Like
What do you do?
shadow like wisps, like as her
Yeah.
aura like
Yes.
expanding from her.
Yes, these tendrils of darkness around her. And so you're trying to go toe to toe to like grab her, right?
Yeah, grab her and keep like a hand on her mouth.
Okay, sick.
So, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to use giant wings and nimble as a fox to like get over there as quick as possible. Like use the wings
Yep.
to just make it faster than a human could.
Yep.
And then let me know if this works. I was thinking like I'm not forcefully hitting her, but throw a punch. My training of like I just need to get my arm on her face
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, I think that fits.
Rich,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, juice power minimum of 2. So I just
Yeah, that's because you rolled with the 2 power. I have to double check myself. So you should have been able to give yourself another thing here.
yeah.
But I reduced your power down to 0 because of the aura. Gosh, I'd have to double check. I could say you get 2 juice. That's fine.
Because I want to give her like a status.
It is. I actually just read this today. Okay, so what's the status you want to apply?
Can it just be like surprised or stunned?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So Melanie now has a status of surprised 1. Got it.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. I'm sorry about that, Jonathan.
No
yeah.
worries.
Sorry. Hopefully trying to help Jonathan here a little bit.
Yep. So, yep, I think that throw a punch definitely fits just in terms of the physicality.
And then, yeah, I don't know what else. I don't think anything, any other power tags work. And weakness tags, maybe can't do it alone, but I feel like I can if Lyra just kind of impacted it. It may have like not that one.
Oh yeah, I think Lyra's like totally helping you here,
Yeah.
and that's like super relevant. So we don't need to pull on that unless you want to, you know.
No, I don't think it would make as much sense. I think he feels kind of like the power of teammates here.
Cool, and I think that because she's surprised, was not expecting Lyra in here. You get an extra +1 that you could just add in, so you roll 'em,
Right.
go toe to toe with the power of 4.
Power 4.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. There we go.
That's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You managed to achieve your goal. So you grab her and cover her mouth. What else you got?
Let's think. I think I want to give her a status of because this is where it gets like fun and interesting. I think humbled.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Because I think she's been talking a big game, and I think we want to let her know she's not the biggest dog in town.
Hey, girl, it's been 5 years since you made a show. Chill.
Okay, you
Aw.
get
Oh, wow.
you get them good. Inflicting a status of 4. It would be a status of 4 humbled.
Oh,
Which actually, hold on one second. I have to double check all my custom move stuff.
With the great success of my friends, can I see Lyra invisibly grabbing the papers out of the purse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think you see Lyra with the purse in her hand. Yeah. I think you can see Lyra like getting
Fine,
to the
good
purse
enough.
easily. Okay, so this is basically what's going to happen. Just to double back on Jonathan, is you grab her and like wrap your arm around her. I think that she's like yelling. I think she just like has a chance to like shout back at you, like, "This is all hopeless." As like your hand like jams over her mouth, and I think that you are struck in with a status too, Jonathan, of doubt. You're filled with doubt for a minute. And the status on her, rather than being 4, is only 3 because she's got a custom move, which basically removes 1 tier of psychological statuses applied to her.
That's cool.
Yeah, because
Oh.
she is aware of the weight of tragedy. And so that's her custom move, is the weight of tragedy. And but she's still like jammed up here. At this point, Sebastian, you've stepped off the elevator. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'll try and find the door to 10C.
Yes, it's right
You
there.
can probably
it's right
hear which
there.
one it is.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, yeah, definitely gonna like barge in as fast as I possibly can to see what's going on in this scene.
Yeah, you throw the door open and you see Lyra like standing in the middle of the apartment. There's glass all over like the couches and the furniture. The whole back like window is blown out. Mothman Jonathan is like standing holding this woman with the spiky black hair that you saw in the club hours ago. He's got his arm like wrapped around her mouth over, and she's just like like mumbling, trying to like shout at him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like Sebastian comes in and looks at Lyra and Jonathan and is like, well, I see you guys started without me here.
I think Lyra, like, can she get the purse? Can she pick the purse up?
Yeah, you go darting over
Yeah, I
and
saw
like
it,
grab,
so it happened.
yank the purse out
Yeah.
from under her arm. Yeah.
And then she like fumbles through, can find the deed. Is it just
Yes, you can. As you start like digging through, you like find a fistful of papers folded up, almost like a stack of letters, and like
Okay.
you unfold them, and like real quick, you like shuffle, and you see like the deed.
And then I walk over to Sebastian and hand it to him.
Yeah, so does it, I mean, it's the deed of the club. You're like,
Please just turn around and walk back in.
Yeah, it's totally the deed of
this
the club.
is incredibly helpful. I will say, if she's the one that killed Ralph's friend, I'd like to know why.
Me too. Let's go find out. And we walk
And
walk over.
And so I think I'll like walk back over to Jonathan, who's like still,
Yeah.
so, like, and
yeah,
I'll like, so why'd you do it, Melanie?
I think Lyra like also threateningly like holds her hand up like in front of Melanie's face. Like, don't try it. Sort of look on her face.
I guess I just will like ease my hand off her mouth, but be just ready to slap it back.
And so I think that like she narrows her eyes, right, as we see the form of Jonathan like standing behind her, the hand like slipping off of her mouth, and she's scaling, just like scowling at you, Sebastian and Lyra, as you stand in the apartment, and turning like looking at you. She's like, because the city is hopeless, because all stories end in tragedy. Because I'm tired of lingering in the shadows while fools like you and Ralph and those dumb girls go out into the world thinking that they're ever going to make any bit of a difference. There's power in our words. You know it, Piano Man. I could sense it when I walked in there tonight. But it doesn't matter, because in the end, the mist will consume us all, and there'll be naught left to show for it but a stone with a name and a graveyard somewhere nobody visits.
So you just want to burn down the city and then die one day? Like,
Gosh, jeez.
Real hopeful future you got.
And I think that she just like turns looking over the side of your head. She's like, I don't want to see it burn. I just want to hear them cry.
Ooh.
What did Vince have to do with it?
And I think it's at this point that you hear like the footsteps behind you, and you glance over your shoulder. Sebastian and Alex and Brienne are like standing in here in the room, and I think you hear Brienne like, he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I think that Alex is like, she just went after him to get the paperwork. That's all she cares about. Your friend there has a whole stack of them, as she gestures over to Lyra.
How many other buildings did she have? What other contracts are in there?
Lyra like starts flipping, like looking at the names.
Yeah, and I think that you find like there's a number of small contracts in here. One of them is to like a small dive nightclub downtown. A couple of them are literally contracts with actual musicians that are like non-compete clauses. Like you're looking at this like, what the fuck? And they all seem to be like music clubs, nightclubs, whatever. And I think it's at this point, Jonathan, that I'm going to have you roll to face danger, as Alex just is like, throw her off. So, Jonathan, I'm going to have you roll to face danger against this mental intrusion from this young siren standing in the apartment.
All right.
Dumb girl.
I really don't have a lot to defend against this. Ooh.
You got nothing, right?
I genuinely think I got nothing to fight against it.
So I
He's
think,
not mentally strong.
You do have a status of -2 of doubting, so you are rolling the face danger -2.
Oh, no.
What do you got, Asher?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe the only one I
don't
think
have
of.
any help points. I thought I did.
This makes sense though, like a visceral sense of danger. Like I understand what I'm about to do is danger.
Yeah. That totally fits. Yeah. We can give you visceral sense of danger.
I'll have
I think it's dangerous and visceral.
So it'll be a -1 overall, I think.
Yes, correct.
Oh my goodness.
We're all in the face danger with a -1.
What could go wrong?
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh!
Oh, of course.
And so I think
Like
with that, as Alex like calls out in this sing-songy voice, like, throw her off. And you guys see it like in slow motion. I think everything goes to slow motion. Lyra's looking down through the sheafs of paper, right? Sebastian is like staring over at Melanie. Melanie is scowling past Sebastian at the two girls in the back. I think Brienne is laughing and like starts pointing a little bit as Jonathan is just like, just casually tosses her over his shoulder. And Asher, you're like, oh shit. I think that like, you just got
like
to the
a
part.
dumpster anywhere that I can like roll in the vicinity of where this is about to happen?
You sure could try. Asher like smashes into a dumpster. You would have seen this happening before it happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as like this is as you hear the like the scream pick back up again, you look up while you're frantically pushing the dumpster halfway.
I'm not trying to have anybody die tonight.
Yeah,
Adam,
that'd be
what
great.
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, is there like a world where as Jonathan throws off Melody, I would like to change the game,
Yes.
and I would like to put some like mattresses and other stuff like that, like a sofa on the ground. Like someone's just moving into the apartment and they're moving their stuff in, and I think there's a
That's
couple
even better than I was
mattresses.
gonna
Absolutely,
do.
there
On the
is.
ground.
Absolutely,
Oh,
there
that's
is.
wonderful.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Sebastian, what do you have to change the game here? We see you frantically pull your lamp out again.
Yeah, I think like you see him reach in again, like to this concert pianist lamp. Grant switches. I don't think I can get a. I don't think I can
Another
do
plant
justice
stack.
lamp.
Yeah, you got
happening in the
Omar
background,
is
Rich.
back.
Unknown power for sure.
Unknown power fits. Yep.
He's really munching back
Jesus,
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
Sure.
So bad.
there.
I'll give you the art of misdirection.
The art of
if you want here,
misdirection?
too. Yeah. I think
Okay.
technically you're trying to misdirect this woman's plummeting body onto some mattresses. Yeah.
Sure. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a literal interpretation that I'll take.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm also going to give you a quick learner.
Okay.
Yeah, let's add in quick learner because you have used your lamp more in the last hour than you have in the whole time you've had it.
Correct.
And you're just like, oh my gosh, you know. So yeah, there you go. What does that give you? Power of +4?
It gives 4, and then are you taking out of tune?
I think let's take out of tune again one last time. Yep.
Okay, so I'm at
As
3.
you are out of tune. That will be 3, so we'll advance your
Yeah, I was gonna say.
relic.
Boom,
Sure
advancement.
We'll advance your relic afterwards, but go ahead and roll to change the game with the power of +3.
I'm not subtracted here. That was just Jonathan from the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
13!
Yes!
Great
Woo!
success. So the idea here, Adam, is you get 3 juice that you get to spend. So you would basically want to create a story tag of like mattresses, like a soft landing, you know?
I want to, so I can create 2 things, right?
You basically have 3 points that you get to burn right here out of this list. But yes, yeah.
Okay, so I definitely want to like put the mattresses on the ground. I want her to,
Got
you know,
it.
not like get smashed, like just flying
Yep.
up these windows. I also think that I want. I think I forget if it was Alex or the other one that like made the instruction, but
Yeah.
I want her to potentially have this status of like maybe powerless. As
Oh,
in,
yeah,
like
okay.
she attempted to do something, but like it did not work the way that she wanted it to work.
Got it.
And then this might be too much, but I want like Melanie to also I get 3 things, right? I'm not like going
Yeah.
off the deep end here.
Nope.
I
Nope,
want
nope.
Melanie to like have this status of like almost like appreciative. Like I want
Okay.
her to like acknowledge that we just like
That you just saved her
life.
freaking lives. Yeah. So I think we see Jonathan like throw her, and suddenly like Sebastian pulls the lamp, and suddenly Escher, the dumpster like hits something, and you're like, huh?
I mean,
And,
if
like,
I knew
turn-
that the mattresses were coming, I wouldn't have bothered with the dumpster.
Well, so this is an interesting point where when a person who can see the future encounters a person who can grant wishes, paradox happens. As, like there was not a whole moving truck worth of mattresses there before, but there is now, and you're like, what the fuck? As this woman is like falling and like poof, and hits the mattresses, rolling off into the dumpster. Meanwhile, I think we see Alex like drop to her knees, like just like paralyzed by like what just happened. And Brienne like looks down to her and like at the lot of you, and she just turns to run out the front door and get the hell out of here. So Jonathan, Lyra, what do you guys do in this instant? Or really, Lyra, you have a
Yeah,
beat
I think
here. Yeah.
Lyra like looks up from the papers and like, you know, surprised. Like, whoa. Yeah, I think that she kind of just like looks at like Jonathan like okay, well now what?
And Jonathan, like, you like snap back suddenly as you realize you were just like, oh, you like glance over the edge of the balcony, you know? And I think like before you even have time to like jump off and try to catch this woman, you see her like hit this like giant pile of mattresses down there and like slide into a dumpster next to it, you know?
Oh, I thought I just killed a lady.
Goodness. Let's
mean-
go down there, I guess.
It's bad, like she was a murderer, but like I still feel bad about almost like murdering a murderer, right?
That's
Me
good. That's
too. I think Alex is on the floor and like begins like sobbing, and she's like, "Me too." As like she is like,
Yeah,
filled
don't
with,
do that
hopelessness and
again.
dread.
Jeez.
I'm so sorry.
God, how old are you? What do you do with your life?
I don't know. I dropped out of art school.
Well, go back.
And so
Bad.
one of them ran away, right, Rich? Like one
Yeah.
of them ran
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stand. Okay.
How this is it it's a like we're on the 10th floor?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long way to go.
It's a fall, yeah.
Incredible mattresses.
There's a lot of them.
Wherever those mattresses came from, that was a real miracle.
Like the fucking
That's all I'm
princess
gonna
at the
say.
pee down here.
Wish came true.
Can Lyra like start to like I don't know, do some cool incorporeal acrobat
Parkour?
stuff and like
Yeah, sure.
just kind
I
of
mean,
like drop herself down the
Yeah,
side of the balconies?
Lyra very casually walks across the broken, like glass-strewn balcony and just like vaults over the edge
Yeah.
as she goes right, like these shadows trailing away from her. Sebastian watching, like, what about Jonathan and Sebastian? What are you guys doing here?
I think, yeah, as I watch Lyra do that, I go to follow suit and I tell Sebastian, see you on the ground, I guess. And then I also jump right back off.
Oh yeah, your two new friends are apparently ridiculous, and I love this moment as like the Mothman jumps over the balcony, and we just see Sebastian in his nice black coat. He's holding the pianist lamp in one hand. He like looks down at it. The girl on the floor is crying like a wailing siren as she sits in the middle of like this blown out place. And, like he just clicks one more out. Like,
Well,
We're done.
could have used a lift. I mean, he's got wings and everything, but guess I'll take the stairs. And I think like Sebastian will just like slowly walk out of the room over
Yep.
to the stairs, like over the glass, and just like
yep.
Oh my
We see
gosh.
Sebastian walking down the stairs, contract like folded in his pocket, the lamp in his other hand. Meanwhile, Escher outside, this woman is like pulling herself out of the dumpster, like, they saved my life. You saved my life.
Yeah, those were my friends. Who the hell are you?
Melanie Potsdam.
Uh-huh.
I think I've made a terrible mistake.
Classic. Yeah.
She's looking at you like, tell them I'm sorry.
Yeah, killing somebody is not really a mistake.
He had terminal cancer. It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Ah! I don't know if we have time to quibble with the morality of that decision. But what? But. What's the deal with trying to steal all the clubs?
It all ends in tragedy. They should understand. They're just all going to get their hearts broken. I thought I could prevent it. If they knew how dark it all ends, maybe they wouldn't try so hard.
Who do you think you are, me?
And I think at this point she like narrows her eyes looking at you like, you are familiar. And I think it's at this point, like, the incorporeal wraith-like gymnast is, like, parkouring down the building. The Mothman, you're able to
3-point
get
landing.
here real quick. You're very fast. So you land as Escher is, like, standing next to this woman, Melanie, and she turns, like, thank you. And she, like, looks around, like, I won't be any more trouble again. I'm sorry about all of this. And she turns and starts walking away. Lyra, you hit the ground.
Okay.
You see her walking away, kind of walking through the
Hey,
streetlights
yo.
as she goes.
Is she just walking away? Was this fine? Are we letting this happen?
Is this fine?
And Sebastian, I think you come like striding out of the front of the building, you know, as Lyra's like, "Is this fine? What are we?"
What? Are we just gonna let her go? You think that's okay? We got her number.
Do we tell Perez?
Who's Perez?
It's
Jonathan's girlfriend.
it's a long and complicated story. We're not putting labels on it.
And I think that right there, my friends, is where we leave the episode today. As we see the four of you like standing outside of this apartment building, this woman like walking off a long way next to the docks under the streetlights, and he's like, "We don't put labels on it," you know. And I think as we like roll into the credits, we might see the montage of the four of you making your way back to the rising moon, where the contract could be returned to Ralph, and the legal hijinks of a law firm more prestigious, perhaps, than Keeley, Jeff, and
Jeff.
Sanders.
We got a new partner, Keely.
I know.
Really now it's more like
Keely.
Clinton, but
Keeley, Sanders, and Jeff. A law firm more established here in the city is able to do the necessary paperwork to see that the deed is transitioned to Ralph's ownership after the death of his erstwhile friend. Yeah. And that's where we will leave off
we
today.
did it.
We did. I hope that was fun. Was that
great.
fun, you guys?
It's satisfying
Had a
to
blast.
accomplish a thing.
Okay. Yeah, you did. You accomplished the whole thing. Adam, this is the time of the episode where we geek out to the credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, geeking out to the credits. This is an official move. At the end of the session, when the credits roll, go around the table. Each player can answer one or more of the following questions. Has the crew grown during this session? Which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character this session? Which of your themes is under the most strain? You don't have to answer any of these, but you certainly can. So I will say, for you regulars, what happened as we geek out?
What happened?
I think for me, Lyra helped the most. Like on the phone call, giving me the kind of backup of making it seem like an office. That helped
Did
get
that
us.
happen?
I even know we were at.
I think
don't
it
think that
helped.
happened.
It did happen.
It
It did happen, and it did
Somehow
help.
it helped.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So Jonathan takes a help point with Lyra.
That's
That totally
fine. I made
makes
the whole
sense.
plan, but sure, pretending the club is an office. That's what helps.
But it's
Asher.
also like I've got a couple of help points saved up with you, Zed. That
I
that
know,
we're-
I've been trying to
have good ones.
spend.
I have 0 help points for Lyra and 2 negatives. So I like.
yeah, relatable.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Lyra's got a lot of her points out there with her friends,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's okay though. That's okay.
Zed, what about you? What's up with Escher? Did anything relevant happen here?
jeez. I don't know. I don't know. Come back to me. I don't know.
Okay, what about you, Taylor?
I think We very much approached from all angles and should recover that burnt power tag.
You did, yeah, you guys did. You did a good job, especially considering you didn't have your full crew. You incorporated a new member into your approach from all angles, and you did literally approach from all angles.
really
I mean, the
did.
front door,
Every-
the back door, outside. You stayed on the street. You guys were everywhere. You came from the future into
Yeah.
the past. Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay.
it was very good. Adam, having not ever geeked out to the credits before, is there any geeking out that you would do here?
Well, I think I'm torn between two things here. One is I think like we had the three
Yeah.
attentions, right, on the weakness tag of the lamp itself.
Yeah.
Which I think like means a couple different things that I don't know if I fully understand, but
We'll talk through it. We have a couple of weeks, just to like jump ahead to the end bit now. We have a couple of weeks without a Kurt Clark, so you and I can talk and like, let's see what's happening if you want to like hang out for a little bit. But there's certainly, I think, room to see Sebastian again, if that's a thing you want to do.
Oh, I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask because I would. I love this. But the other thing I was going to say is I think like there's a real world here where taking a help point with Jonathan.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like the
Yes.
whole law firm thing, like that was huge. Like this is a bunch of just random people who were like trying to help the club, which was great. But like going along with this law firm plan was very big. So I don't know. Those are like the two things that I'm torn
I
between.
think,
Of like,
yeah, for the geeking out with the credits, like taking a help point with Jonathan makes a bunch of sense. So actually, on your character card, I'm gonna say under the crew thing, just put in Jonathan right there and add that you've got a help point with them.
Partners.
I might
Um,
also take a help point with Jonathan. Ironically, because like he's the face of the operation that I absolutely do not want to
He's a
be.
great face.
Yes.
Escher may have a lot of anxiety about how that presents itself in the world, but they're certainly not going to pretend to be a lawyer on the phone. So they appreciate that aspect of
Okay.
their relationship.
I think that's cool. So we got some help between Jonathan and Lyra. We got some help between
Jonathan
Escher and
MVP.
Jonathan. We got
Yeah.
help between Sebastian and Jonathan. And we recovered the crew tag of approaching from all angles. Cool. Very cool. Awesome. That's an episode.
Did it.
Adam, how'd you feel about that?
I loved it. This was so much fun. I loved all of it. It was like so much more role play and so much less like rolling dice or like
Oh,
checking
yeah.
stats, which is just amazing.
Yes.
Give me more
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Yes.
I do love that part of this game, and I love tonight too. Like I was thinking all week about like the kind of job to set up, what kind of mystery fit, and I had a few ideas, but I was like, oh yeah, like the sirens, I'm down with this. There might be a little bit more to dig into as far as Melanie, but she's still out there, so maybe I won't like spoil all that. But I hope that felt like it fit well. Like I wanted to put you in a position where you'd be able to call on those themes that we made for you, and I know we didn't use a lot in terms of like jazz pianist, soul of the musician, all this kind of stuff, but I tried to like create a scenario where I thought a lot of them could be relevant,
Yeah.
So
No,
I
I
hope
think
you
it was
felt
great.
Okay,
I
cool.
hope that like my lamp didn't break your game,
No, that was the other joke.
Loved it.
Like
It's
I think
so
like
good.
I was
Uh,
worried
so-
all week. I was like, I'm just going to like wish for these things and Rich is going to be like,
Yes.
damn it.
I feel like, but the funny thing is, I do feel like that's kind of a thing that Iggy can do. I think.
it is.
I
kind
mean,
of.
maybe I misunderstand his powers, but I feel like if you ask for a thing, Iggy can like. He can't just like manifest it. He has to like disappear and go get it and come back. But I think that that's an ability that he has.
It's
It hasn't come up
really-
a lot, but
Yeah, I think we have to ask him directly.
Yeah.
Maybe the
yeah, the mechanic is a little different, but I think fundamentally it could achieve a similar objective in the game. So I wouldn't
I
worry
think-
too much about that power being
it's a great
disruptive.
point.
I mean, it is disruptive, but like
It
that's
is.
the point.
But it's
Good.
great.
Well, it's a great point because it's like this whole notion that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Like, okay, so you could have a lamp that grants wishes, or you can just have the ability to find things and teleport to go get them, or you could just have Bruce Wayne money, right? And any one of those three tags can all do the same thing,
Yeah.
right? Which is to like create the impossible. You know, you make the impossible happen in a moment. And that's where like Adam and I talked a bit about this when, I mean, it's pretty clear for those paying attention, like who Sebastian's mythos might be or might be affiliated with, you know? There's some good
Dropping
connections.
song lyrics in the chat.
There was some, there was some good.
That was just stuck in my head forever.
There's some good deductive analysis that occurred along the way here, you know. But we talked about it, and Adam was really like, "Oh man, I don't want to like just break your game," and I'm like, "No, but it's fine. Like the game is actually built to be able to do this, right? Because every time you roll, like it might go really badly, you know."
Yeah, you can't just grant a wish. Like that's not how the game works.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting to throw somebody off a balcony today because I rolled poorly, but that's what you do. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I was not expecting to use one of my wishes to put like build some contracts, like pull those out of nowhere. Didn't see that one coming, but
it was fantastic though. It was fantastic when you get to the point of like, shit, we need this thing. How are we gonna come up with it? All right, I got an idea. You know. I think it's cool because it gives us as players a tool to be able to be like, I don't want to spend a bunch of energy on this particular thing, on like this obstacle of the story, but it also like creates an ability to like do some really narratively creative stuff, you know. Anyway, Adam, I hope that was fun. I really enjoyed having you here. It was a great start, I think. Cool. Yeah, what are the rest of you? Did you have fun with that? Was that a good little like interim?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. And it was great playing with Adam instead of like I've had you DM a few games for me, so it was fun to be like have you on the same side.
Oh yeah. It's delightful. I do not DM for Adam enough, so it was a treat to actually get you. Cool. Yeah. So next week we will have a Kevin Mahadeo back. We will not have a Kurt Clark. We'll see where that leaves us. But I hope that you guys enjoyed our season 1 kind of intermission, as it were, the bridge to season 2. I hope you enjoyed our guest, Pia, into chat. He's on to stream. It is real. What's going on with you guys? Where can people find you this week? Taylor, what's up with you? Where should people be looking for you?
Ronnie422 on Twitter. Ronnie422 _ on Instagram. And twitch.tv/Ronnie422. Thursdays at 2 Dungeons and Dragons. Dragon Age. That last bit. It's great. I'm so sorry. There's technical issues because I'm trying to run things off of a laptop, but I'm having fun and it's working.
Hell yeah.
And you should go watch it. Also on YouTube, but all those links are like on my Twitch, on my Twitter. So go check it out. Give me a follow.
Go check it out.
Subscribe.
Go check it out. Go check it out.
Good things.
Jonathan, your name is Sheldon in the real
Yeah.
world. How about you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Sheldum on all social media platforms. Last night I appeared in a UCB comedy show that was live streamed on Twitch. So if you want to check out the Tournament of the Nerds, it's a great show overall. I'm in it for a bit, but every bit of the tournament was fantastic. You can find that on twitch.tv/HalRudnick. And then I do stuff with them eventually, so definitely check. If you're in the Discord, I'll drop some links to my other future comedy shows as stuff is opening back up in LA finally.
Check the chat and see if I typed that right. I tried.
I think you did.
Yes, that's correct. Cool. Yeah, and you might, if you're like an old school geek, you might recognize Hal's name. He's done a lot of stuff for Screen Junkies back in the day, and he's very active in the geek community.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, Zed, this is why you're a mod, because you're so good with all the links. Thank you.
Good at typing.
Zed, what about you? Where should folks be looking for you?
I'm here. I'm here now. I'm here in the future. The future being Tuesdays. But you'll talk about that. You can catch me Saturday mornings. My podcast with Josh Wigler drops. We're covering currently the Final Fantasy VII remake. Crushed a couple hours of that this morning. That's been super, super fun, especially if you've played the original Final Fantasy. But if not, we did a podcast about it, and you can go listen to that too. Playing Final Fantasy 14 with all the folks in the Post Show Recaps Discord. Did that for more hours than I'd like to say yesterday.
It was a lot.
Just wrapped up coverage of Pose with a bonus episode covering the Pride docuseries on FX. You don't have to have watched Pose to listen to the podcast, to listen to the Pride coverage, at least. There's no Pose spoilers in there, and you should go listen to it because me and Grace Leader and Matt Scott said a lot of smart things about being queer and trans people and people of color. Not me. I'm not a person of color. That's obvious. But go listen to that podcast. It's in the Post Show Recaps Patreon feed. It was really great. You'll see me around there again sometime, maybe. I'm Hard Rock Hope on the internet. And last time I tried to promote this, my computer crashed. But The Mole is coming to Netflix. And you should go watch The Mole. It's really interesting timing coming up on the 1 year anniversary of my podcast debut. The first podcast I ever recorded was Mole Patrol 1 year ago on June 24th, 2020, in the middle of a pandemic and civil uprising. I spent an hour a week talking about a 20-year-old television program. And we watched all those episodes on YouTube. Now they're on Netflix. You can go watch, or they will be on Monday. Tomorrow?
Whoa!
Oh boy.
You
Time is
can
moving
see the
fast.
futures.
You can watch The Mole on Netflix tomorrow, probably without VHS tracking on the videos.
4
I don't know what
hours, I
that'll
bet.
be like. Yeah, it's just really interesting timing. That's, I don't know. It's very interesting, as Josh likes to say.
Very
That's it.
interesting
That's what's up.
timing. I'm Rich Filiberto. I'm DM Philly. This is where I live. It's right here, Twitch TV/DM Philly. These are my friends. I play games with them. They're really cool. They come and hang out with me to do this stuff. For anybody who does not exist in this corner of the internet, Post Show Recaps, go sign up for their Patreon, patreon.com/Post Show Recaps. You can play D&D with all of us, and I just want to hype it up while he's here, but our friend here, Adam himself, the director of the D&D the musical, which occurred on Post Show Recaps. We were talking about it just before we started tonight. It is a feat of engineering and human achievement and art. And if you enjoyed us talking about making music tonight, then go listen to that, for God's sakes, because that thing is brilliant, and it made me laugh and it made me cry. And Adam is the heart and soul of all of it. Yes.
Incredible music. A whole session as a musical is unheard of. I loved it.
Beyond the D&D part of it, of which I love, of course, very deeply. I love D&D. This kid is a hell of a musician. He's really freaking good. So go follow Adam. You're Piano Man Adam 1 on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. His link is down here at the bottom of the show notes. You can see it on the screen. It's right there. It's scrolling by. I see it. Go follow Adam. He's really awesome. Thank you, Adam, for coming and sharing your time with us this week. I really delighted in it. I cannot wait to drag you back into this again. I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, with Firelight Tales, Titans Heirs. Yes, as Eerie and Crixus and Hallrick and Angus will finally leave the dungeon. I'm going to attack him with the dragon.
And
Oh,
Lothar.
I'm
Probably.
Can't leave out
scared.
Lothar.
Oh, yeah, we
Lothar's
love
leave.
Lothar.
And Lothar.
Lothar's
We
going
love
too.
Lothar.
So.
And
We
Lothar.
love Lothar.
Lothar is an official part of our party now.
He is, actually.
He's been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
no,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
been there since the
He
beginning.
100%.
Yes. We stand Lothar. And
We
so,
do.
for Lothar and for all of you out there in the chat, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the follows today. Thank you for the subs. Come hang out tomorrow night. We'll see you then. With that, I will turn this off. Bye. This is where we go.
Bye.
Bye.